Let's freaking go. You love to see it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be playing a little bit of Dashio. I reach out to... Oh, does it work? Oh, thank you. Nice. I reach out to Mara Ferris about her Dashio list from Nationals, and I ended up getting it from her. I'm curious to try the list tonight. I like Dashio, but I've not spent too much time really like tweaking the hero or testing it that much. I tested it a little bit for Nationals just to see how I felt about it, and the hero's cool and can do some really fun things. I think that... Oh, God, excuse me. I think that Dashio is able to like really interact like outside of the game's rules with action points very well, which is pretty fun. But I'm excited to play Mara's list tonight and see how it goes. It should be fun. Today's going to be fun. Yeah, today's going to be something else. You guys are going to see a lot of misplays tonight. That's for sure. But I'm excited. I think it'll be cool. Dashio is a fun hero. Dash was actually the first hero I ever played when I got into the game, but that was Dash. That was the OG Dash, i.e. Dashio wasn't out yet. So I'm curious to see how Dashio feels tonight. On a side note, before we really get started, Carly, that's why I'm out of breath. That's why I sound like I'm dying. Carly asked me to run to the mailbox to get this because, and I quote, "There's something in the mailbox for you that you need to open on stream." She won't tell me what it is. She won't tell me what it's from. It's got her name on the back, for Christ's sakes. You all can't see that for the light, but yeah, there it is. It's got Carly's name on the back, for God's sakes. So, we're going to open this live, and I'm going to pray that it's not Anthrax. I don't know if Anthrax is still a thing. I don't think people still do that, but... I've been testing Art of War in this list. Ooh, you've been playing Art of War in Dashio? That's interesting. You have my attention, Nathan. That's spicy. So I'm burning this Victor mat since you won't be at the calling. Josh, I just paid for you to ship it to me. Like, I'd pay you for the shipping costs for you to send it to me before you burn it. That's outrageous. God, who put this together? Jesus, they used a lot of tape. I feel like a toddler on Christmas trying to get into a package right now. Carly, what are you laughing at? Hey, Jay, what's going on? Please open on stream a loving fan. I am terrified of what I'm about to open live right now. Carly is literally sitting in there giggling like a child. Somebody is such a troll. They sent me a cold foil Coat of Frost. Oh my god. This has to be Rob or Chris. It has to be. Oh my god. This is amazing. Whoever, like, I'm trying to get it out of the light so you guys can see it. This is hysterical. A cold foil Coat of Frost, bro. It's in a second cycle sleeve too, which means it had to be Rob or Chris. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, did they write inside of the note? Okay, so there's more inside the note that I'm getting ready to read. This has to be Rob or Chris since it's a second cycle sleeve, I'm assuming. So I opened a gold foil from the ProQuest Plus, and it was a Coat of Frost, and it's a joke because you couldn't sell a Coat of Frost to anybody. Like, you would have to, like, pay them to take it from you pretty much. And so that's the gold foil that I have. I ended up selling my Centauri Saber, but I have this foil coat, the gold foil Coat of Frost, and it has turned into a giant joke, the Coat of Frost. It's turned into a real, like, running joke at this point that I have Coat of Frost. And they opened one in a box that they were looking at, and they gave a normal one to me. And so they opened a cold foil one and sent it to me. That is amazing. I will be keeping this with the gold foil forever. Absolutely. This is amazing. Chris and Rob, thank you guys. This is perfect. Thank you for all you do for the community. A loving fan. And it's, oh man, this is great. Oh, this is too funny. Oh man, this will be a part of my collection of cards that I like keep forever. God, it's so hot in this house. It's probably because I ran to the mailbox though. Just finished my first ever Nats, so that was fun. Oh, dude, Jay, how'd you do at your first Nats event, man? Congrats on going to it. That's exciting. Now I've got a cold foil and a gold foil, exactly. We opened a first edition box at Nats, so we decided to send it to you. Dude, I'm so glad you sent that to me. That's amazing. Chris, I love you guys too, brother. That's amazing. Oh man. Hey, Annabelle, what's going on? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, so I have a cold foil, I have the gold foil, and now I'm gonna have to find a first edition regular one, and I'm gonna get them framed all together, and we'll like probably hang them up in the back of the stream or something like that. That'll be hilarious. All right. So after our like hilarious opening there, let's jump into some Dashio games and let's start playing. I'm pretty excited. This is Mara Ferris's, yeah, it sounds weird to say, list from Nationals. She sent it to me and told me that I was more than welcome to play it on stream. So I'm pretty excited to try and see how it goes. I'm going first against Prism. Feels like a Crown of Providence matchup if I had to guess. Van Brace. I assume we want accelerators here. This does not seem like an adaptive plating. We want the extra action point to play around Arclight Sentinel. And then I don't think we want this. Plasma Mainline. We definitely don't want Plasma Mainline, but I'm looking at Scramble Pulse here. I mean, making their equipment block for one less could be good against certain parts of their strategy here. Teklo Pounder feels really good. No, and I don't really think we want that. So we're at 65 currently. Maybe we just want to run 65 cards. I'm not sure. There's one penetration script, which is really interesting to me. Like this turning off Prism's, turning off the footsteps is pretty solid, but there's not really going to be that many chances for them to use footsteps. Let's just bring in Pounders and run 62. I think that's going to be our play here. I'm not sure for sure. I think we can just put a Pounder into play, right? And just pass. We did want Scramble Pulse. I mean, like, it seems fine, but like not great. It's kind of like how I'm seeing that. Like it seems okay, but like nothing to write home about. And then we get to play Boom Grenade off the top of the deck, and we will not crank it so that we can keep the no, I'm sorry, no. I do not want to crank that. I read that wrong. Clicked on the wrong thing there. We are not going to crank them. We're going to pass. If they have auras to put in, they have auras to put in. It's unfortunate, but there aren't many instant speed auras left in their game plan to my knowledge. Well, this hand does not block at all. They're going to open on Halo. That's aggressive. Interesting. Looks like he'd be killer at Fortnite. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate that. We might be able to like stream some Fortnite tomorrow after cards or something. That might be fun. We can do that. Was watching UK Nats all day. 6 rounds of draft was pretty boring though. 6 rounds of draft? That's I don't know. That's pretty aggressive. I don't like 6 rounds of draft. That does not sound like a very fun format for anybody to be a part of, to be honest. I'm sure you know someone going to the calling, so we 100% figured out how to get the Victor Matt to you aggro. I won't burn it or use it for a giant mouse pad. I mean, listen, I will get value out of it if you want to, like, you know, if you want to, like, give it to me. I will be more than happy to get value out of it. This is a weird hand, and we need to decide how we want to play around this. I mean, this is only for 5, so we could reasonably block this if we wanted to, right? I mean, if we give Throttle and Teklo Foundry Heart, we can block 5, and they don't really have anything else they can do this turn. They could activate Prism. No, they've already activated. No, I don't know what they activated. And then we can pitch Boom Grenade to throw Fender Bender, play this, crank, destroy it. We can activate Heart after we boost to do that, and then we can end on the Teklo Core. I mean, it seems like a pretty solid way to like keep the board clear and try to push some damage here with the Boom Grenade in play. We can set up and like push some pretty good amount of damage here. I would like to have the soup up in my hand if I can, but I definitely think you're supposed to arsenal that. Don't think that's correct. I mean, I won't use it. You play Victor. Well, Josh, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it, man. UK Nats is 2 days, so 3 rounds of CC, 6 rounds of draft. Tomorrow is 3 rounds of CC, then top 8. Ooh, interesting. I'm surprised it's only 2 days and not 3 days. I mean, UK Nats gets a pretty big turnout, kind of like the US does. So I'm kind of surprised it's not 3 days like US is. All right, so we are going to boost this. Banishing the soup up is less than ideal, but it is what it is. And then this is for 6 going in, and if it gets defended by equipment, which in this case doesn't really matter because of the 6 power here, we could, if it gets defended by that, like it gets the +1 effect, which is kind of cool. So sad I couldn't make Nats. Most of our locals are in the top half. It's stacked in this region. Where do you play at, Nathan, if you don't mind me asking? If it was 3 days, they would be forced to give us a calling. I mean, yeah, like they should give you a calling. That's exactly what I'm saying. They should give you a calling. I mean, we could put this into play and crank it, and then. So if I break I can play this, break the combat chain, play Teklo, crank this, play Teklo Core, activate this to get it back. And then set up for a pretty good turn next turn, which would give us the ability to block pretty well if we wanted to. I'm also not a huge fan of drawing the blue T-Bone. I think I would rather like try to grind through the deck and push power here. Like push offense if I can. The only bad thing would be if like we banish a Pauper. So we're going to play Backup Protocol Red. We are going to crank. We're going to activate Backup Protocol Red. We're going to get a Fender Bender. I'm going to play Fender Bender and boost. And then I'm going to run out the Teklo Core here. So we had a pretty efficient turn. I mean, this is 6 go again into 4 go again. And we're setting up a Teklo Core. And we got value off of the yellow Boom Grenade here. So not bad. Yeah, we definitely needed to use Heart there to be able to make that work. Pretty much no matter what we wanted to do. Play Teklo Core and pass. The Symbiosis shot has 4 counters on it. We're also setting up a pretty decent way if we draw into a high octane. We're in a really good spot. The one thing that we have done to ourselves here is that we cannot use Crown to like filter away and like try to find a 5-card hand, or even use like a 4-card hand after blocking with a couple of cards. Now, the odds of us getting to block with one card and the Crown of Providence are not likely, but you know, crazier things and all that. We can play Boom Grenade. I mean, yeah. So this is 6 dominate. I could give dive through data and 2 pieces of equipment and keep my hand to like effectively try and... I don't really want to be able to... I don't really want to do that. I think we're just taking this here. When you're going to crank an item, can you say we're going to crank that Soldier Boy? Dude, I can absolutely do that. That's amazing. So when Dashio first came out, it's funny that you bring that up, Markson, because when we first started like playing, when Bright Lights came out and we were playing Dashio at Armories, every time somebody would crank, we would go crank that, like, and do this like weird hand motion at Armories. It was a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to see if I can put my glasses back on now without like fogging up. I need to get like windshield wipers or something here for my glasses. Scotland did not do as well last year. What do you mean when you say that? Do you mean like at nationals, or what do you mean? Oh man, feels good to be playing Flesh and Blood again. It's been a few days since I streamed, so I'm pretty excited to be back playing again. Like what, last stream was on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, we had stuff Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm excited to be back and playing. I'm also excited to, or not really excited, but I think that having Vambrace in this matchup is pretty cool. Oh, they didn't get as many day 2s. Yeah, I get that. It's always fun to like see your country represent, you know? Like, I completely understand that. There's no reason to block this. If we're going to block something, it needs to be the on hit. You know, I should have checked. Do we have poppers? Like, are we running red throttles? Like, do we have any poppers in our list? Oh, wow. Literally 0. There are quite literally 0 poppers in our deck. All right. Well, that's going to make for an interesting night then. Is if we play against Prism all night. Of course, hopefully we don't play against Prism all night. Hopefully there's like, you know, a variety of good decks that we can play against. Do I need the blue throttle for anything with a Teclocore in play? Just saw Deep Thoughts with the Deep meme. Dude, I love those memes. They're really funny. Mara Ferris does not respect Prism. I mean, yeah, it's pretty aggressive to not have, like, any poppers in the deck, I think. It's pretty aggressive indeed. We're going to keep the blue, banking that we can find an item off the top. Now, they have a lot of ward here, but I'm hoping with Vambrace we can try to put together a hand that really like slows down what they're doing, because they took a lot of damage last turn and fell to 19. Now, I know they did that because like their hand was very good at setting up here. No pop, just go fast. I mean, popper would still be good though, right? Like, hey, what's up, Drew? How are you, buddy? If you poop in an elevator, you take your shit to another... Was that the meme? Was that the meme, Andrew? Because if it was, that's amazing. Oh, I have to show Drew's message. Apparently he shit his pants. Dude, listen, I'm just saying, it happens. Like, no judgment. It happens. That was the meme? Dude, that's amazing. I love that. You take your shit to another level. That's so good. Yeah, we'll take this. That's fine. We're going to hope that we can push through damage. We're also hoping for another item off the top, like a red, the red protocol off the top would actually be bananas here. We could try to like arsenal the boom grenade or play it at the end of the turn because, I mean, I don't really foresee us like being able to like, yeah, I don't know. I think that we're supposed to try and hold the boom grenade, because with basically like 8 warden play, I don't see us being able to push through. We're probably going to try to clear the board here and then try to set up the boom grenade for next turn. So we'll probably look to Arsenal at this turn. We will attack our opponent and we will boost. God, I love this card so much. This card being a 0 for 4 with go again for the majority of the time is just bonkers. This stream became very teenage boy humor. I mean, listen, I don't run from that. I have the humor of a child. Like, I get that. Farts don't always fart. Sometimes they invite their friends. Bro, that's like the most positive way I've ever heard somebody talk about shitting themselves. Bar none. Yeah, I mean, we'll activate Vambrace like we should. I think that's the best thing to do here. And then if they don't have anything, they take nothing, but we do clear the board here, which is pretty good. And then we're hoping for an item off the top. Like, I would love to see Backup Protocol Red off the top right here. Be able to, well, there's not even a 0 coster to get back, which means even if we do see it, we're going to have to activate Heart to use it, but that's okay. Excuse me. Let's boost away. Man, I think we just need to keep that, right? Sub to the channel, get free lessons by the deep from the boys, including how to take your shit to the next level. Oh, man. Is there any world I'm supposed to put this on the bottom? Like, I know that sounds like kind of wrong, but they have kept a 4-card hand. Part of me thinks, no, I guess let's just leave it on top, right? And then we'll shoot the gun. We have 3 counters on the gun. And then I'm going to Arsenal the boom grenade. And we're going to try to set up a very explosive hand here. Maybe I'm supposed to play the boom grenade there to, like, force them to give us cards. So, man, my headband is all over the place tonight. I don't think poop jokes are teenage boy humor. Poop jokes transcend age. God, Carly, like, would love to hear somebody say that. At least these jokes land, unlike Kobe. Oh my God! Bro, what? It's still too soon for Kobe jokes. Oh, man. I did not see that coming, brother. Brother. Oh, man. Like, I really think we're just... Wait, what? The 2 for 4 with... that card seems bad. I don't know if I'm supposed to, like... I think I'm supposed to, like, just block 3 here. Crown away my arsenal. And then just plan to, like, try to absolutely go ham right here. Maybe I should, like, crown this away, right? The only way I get punished is if they have, like, a Command and Conquer. Which I don't know how likely Prism's likely to play against us. Yo, Bryn Jones, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate that a whole bunch. We got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here for the first time. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Live in a part of the world where hot dogs aren't a thing? Let me know something else about yourself. Guys, that goes for anybody that is new to the stream. Whether you're here on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, wherever you're hanging out at, if you're here, you're new, and I'd love to learn more about you guys. So please throw some info up about yourselves in the chat. Love to hear more about you guys. Learn more about you guys. Okay, so we got a pretty good hand. This hand's looking pretty solid, I think. We got a pretty good hand. It's looking solid, I think. Chili, coleslaw, and mustard. Ooh, that's an interesting combo, Andrew. Ooh, I'm interesting. Carly said poop jokes are the best. Bell knows mech. Funny considering I've only ever played Teklo. I mean, hey. Like, that's okay. That is okay. I'm really hoping we don't have to give up another card here. So we're going to go down to 9. And I assume they're going to get rid of their last soul to draw 2 cards. And we're probably not going to have to, like, actually physically give up anything here, I would think. Like, I don't think we're going to have to give up any cards. We're going to be at 9. Like, the odds of The odds of us dying here are very slim. Now, to be fair, we could die if they have the +2 in hand. They drew a red 7. If we take this and say no blocks, we could very well die. I mean, I think that's the point of the game we're in, is what we're gonna say no blocks and hope they don't have the +2. I don't really know what else we're doing with this hand. Give Teklo an expansion that actually fixes his effing awful cost curve. Awful cost curve? I mean, if he cost any less in a build, like, he would be insanely OP, right? The fact that you have to, like, pick 2 cards makes the most sense. Your opponent's control get -1 this turn. All right, so it's not during my turn, just during their turn, which is good. Bright Lights, art got me into Fab, then I just fell in love with the gameplay. I mean, I hear a lot of people say that the art was, like, really where it started for them. But, you know, gameplay after that was kind of like where, like, playing the game, you know, just continued to fuel their love for the game, which I get. I understand. I completely understand. I mean, okay. All right, I'm all for this, I guess. Teklo just needs better choices for Evo cards that have base in them. I mean, that I do think that is like a pretty fair complaint that I hear a lot of people say. Yes, we are going to crank the Boom Grenade. And then this is for 7, which is a good break point. This is for 4, which is technically a break point. If we play this with a Teklo Pounder, it's for 6. Playing 7 is better than 6 because it forces them to think a card and an angel here. So I like attacking them. We only have 4 counters, so I would like to be able to find something else to do. I think finding... yeah, I would like to be able to find something to do off the top here. If they block with Spears of Serality, and they plan to give me an angel, we pitch Teklo Pounder to activate Vambrace of Determination. They then take 1, Boom Grenade blows up, they take 5, go to 8. Actually, no, they lose both of their angels instead, which is good for us, actually. Yeah, that's insane, right? Because they're forced to give me both of their angels. You'll love to see it. I mean, I don't know what you're undoing here. Like, Pitch Empyrean Rapture. Okay. Like to see that. Hey, Joe, what's up? Yeah, I really wanted to try Mara's list. I'm a big fan of Dashio in general. I think Dashio is a very fun hero. Dash is a very, like, close place in my heart. She always has. So... okay, so she's going to lose an angel in the chess piece, which I think is a good play from our opponent. Let's go 0 for 4 off the top. I don't like banishing this other high octane, but I think we're at a point in the game where we're not going to get a ton of value out of it. I think I'm just going to have to activate Heart here and hope that we can find an item off the top. The idea of combining the blue invos into Singularity is like the greatest power fantasy, but it's just so inefficient that he can't do it before he dies. I mean, I think that's kind of the point, right? Is that, like, it's tough to do. You want something that powerful to be tough to do, because most of the time when you flip Singularity, you win the game on the spot. I don't know, like... you have a tough time convincing me that, like, it should be reduced in any way. Of course, I guess, like, also, like, the argument that most people make is that he's not relevant in the metagame, and that if he was that good, he would just be relevant in the metagame, right? And I think that's a very fair statement to make. Are you just dead? Is this just game? Game skis? Bros of Stalin? Game skis? I think we just win right here. So he can give us footsteps for 1. I mean, unless this is like a D-react, like unless this is like a sink below, I think we win right here. I don't think they live on 1, do they? Because if they block with footsteps, they go to 2. We can play the boom grenade off the top and crank it to gain an action point back and the counter. And then we can just throw it again, right? Which is exactly lethal. Yeah, they didn't flip. They ended up pitching Empyrean Rapture, trying to play efficiently because they weren't thinking about my Vambrace of Determination, which I'm pretty sure just allowed me to win the game. The fact that they did not have a blue, we don't even need the last play, right? We don't even need the last one. They're just dead. Yeah. I mean, we're going to wait and see what they do. Yeah, I didn't even need to play the boom grenade there. So, wow. AVPT of 18.67 across 4 turns. Value Town. Population, us. Math is hard? Dennis, I felt that, bro. I felt that. That is a real thing, dude. And that's why Flesh and Blood's so hard. And that's not a joke. That is a very serious statement. Flesh and Blood is so hard because the game is like there's so much quick mental math that you have to be a part of, and it's tough. It's tough to figure it out. So even if they did have a D-react there, we were gonna play boom grenade, crank, and then throw the symbiosis shot one more time just for Omega lethal there. So that felt pretty good. Yeah, 18.67 AVPT is not bad. That's some crazy aggro numbers right there. I only do dash IE math, not IO. I mean, hey, I also get that, Dennis. I also get that. I played a lot of dash IE for a long time. So random story time for you guys before we go into our next match, and I meant to talk about this at the beginning of the stream. I played in a Magic tournament today for the first time in 2 years. So we have a couple of local shops in my area, and one of them's owned by like a good friend of mine, like good friend outside of cards. His name's Richard. It's called the Blue Post in Elizabeth, and he's a great guy. If you guys are ever in town locally, you should go check it out. He's a great guy, great place. And he had an RCQ, like RCQ, I think that's what they're called now. He had one today, and he was trying to schedule it sometime in June, and he was like, "Hey, when can you play?" And I was like, "I can play the weekend after Nationals if you schedule it that weekend." And so he 100% scheduled it today so that I could play in it, and I went and played this like red-green aggro deck that plays Slick Shot Show Off is what it's called, and the deck is crazy. I enjoyed the deck so much, and it was so much fun that I am thinking about playing Magic again next Saturday. Now, I tell you guys this because I think I'm like, if you play, the more card games you play, the more friends you can make, in my opinion. And I'm a big believer in cards is about the community, 100%. Cards is about hanging out, having a good time, and being there with everyone. Like that is 100% what cards is about. Now, I'm very competitive and I want to win, but I ran this red-green aggro deck to top 4 today, and I lost to a deck called Rakdos Vampires, which is like red-black, and it's like a vampire deck. But it was cool. It was fun to play today, and I had a good time. But for anybody who ever hears me talking about Magic or playing Magic, let's not freak out. Flesh and Blood's not going anywhere. Flesh and Blood is not going to take a backseat on my stream ever. I don't plan on streaming Magic ever at all again. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because I had a lot of fun playing Magic today. And I know that there are a lot of people who come to Flesh and Blood from playing Magic that are on my channel that hang out a lot. Was it the horse? Cheating on Fab? That's funny. Carly said the same thing, which means I feel like I'm destined to like do really bad. It's fine. You will flood, be screwed once, and you will quit again. I mean, probably, Annabelle, right? Probably. My opponent's name is Hawk. Oh my god. For anybody who doesn't spend too much time on the internet, this lady got interviewed on the street the other day, and she said, like, what's something you do that, like, hang on, I can't type. And this guy was interviewing her and was like, what's something you do that always drives a man crazy? And she was like, you got to give it that hawk to spit on that thing. And some guy made a Talishar account with that name. Absolutely legendary. Oh, that's hilarious. How much is Wizards paying you? Bro, Wizards never paid me anything, fam. This feels like a straight race. Like, I think this is just a straight race. This seems bad. We could probably put Teklo Pounders in. Ooh. They can't play more than one non-attack action card each turn. I don't know if that's good enough to bring in. We can cut the penetration script and play that, I guess. That seems good enough to play, I would think. I think these are good enough to play. Maybe we're supposed to just play these and play 61. I'm honestly not sure. We're going to try it like this and see what happens. We're going to run adaptive plating. We are going to crank the blue boom grenade, play this boom grenade, not crank, and then pass. And we're going to arsenal the harpoon. Play this. Don't crank. Play this, crank. Go outpace. Heart, zipper hit, into harpoon. I think is the play we're looking for. Oh no, the professor had a 1 million subscriber special? No. I did not see that. Was it cool? What was it about? Was it about Flesh and Blood? He's going to start calling resources mana. I actually hear that happen quite a bit. That is something I have not done in a long time, and you will not hear me start doing it. Lace with Frailty? I mean, I think we're just taking 7, right? So Gauntlet's actually just going to block for 2, right? Like, that's just pretty much what it's always going to do, is block for 2 here. Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess we just give good equipment here, right? I don't really want to give up Crown. Actually, we can give up this, I think. And we can break the boom grenade here. Seems like a decent use of the boom grenade. I don't know that that's the most correct thing we can be doing, but it could be pretty good. And then we have a couple of decent lines here. Like, I think we have a pretty good turn. We are not going to crank from the top of the deck. Actually, I'm sorry. We are going to crank from the top of the deck because I don't think there's any world they're going to be stopping all this. We are going to crank. We're going to play this one. And we are going to crank this one as well. We're going to go outpace, boosting. We're going to activate heart, and then boost, and then we're going to throw the pistol probably once. Yeah, we did quite a bit of damage there, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to go zipper hit. And yes, we are going to boost. And then hopefully we can get a card with this. There's no guarantee that we can. They have to show us 2 cards here. If there is a world where... I mean, maybe I'm not supposed to play the boom grenade off the top, though. Hey, Jack, what's going on? Yes, this is Mara's list. This is indeed Mara's list. I'm just going to play this because I'm going to take this because I think I care less about the Seek and Destroy. It was a Christmas Carol skit about his errors in Magic. Oh, that's fun. I would have loved to have seen that. I like the professor. He's a cool guy. These are counters that we can just save for something else, I think. For like a high octane that we draw into. So we should just save this, right? I mean, it's worth 1 point now or 2 points later, which means we should just save it. Yeah, we can go outpace, dive through data into play Teklo Core, which seems like a pretty decent play. Yeah, the Frailty was really good right there. The Frailty, like, being such a, like, tempo killer seems strong. The fact that we were able to take it. Oh, man, you love to see that. I mean, we do for the purposes of our turn anyway. I guess he could, like, play this to go, like, search for something if they wanted to. So let's go forego again. I'm probably going to put Soup Up on the bottom because I would like to draw this card once, just because this card is insanely good. It's like one of the only cards that like has Go Again where we don't have to boost. I have a playset of promo Soup Ups for in case they ever like become a thing. Love the interview you did with Nick. Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun to have Nick on and get to talk about his deck. Like Nick's a really good player, and it was nice to have him on to be able to sit and talk about that for sure, brother, for sure. Man, we I think we're still just playing the Teklo core here. It's Teklo core or shoot the gun. Like, I think we're at a point where if we don't draw high octane, we're in a pretty bad spot. So we'll take 2, go to 14, and then I mean the signal jammer. I think we're gonna play this off the top. All right, hang on. Let me think about this for a second. Let's think about this for just a second. So it depends on if they play the knock. So if they play the knock, right, we pitch the Soup Up to play this. And then, or do we? Actually, hang on. This is each player, right? Each player can't play more than one non-attack action card each turn. I picked up some promo Soup Ups for this. Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you. So the rabble happens. We're going to take 3, go to 11. When they go to play knock, we're going to pitch the Spark of Genius to throw Signal Jammer. No, we're going to pitch the Soup Up to play Signal Jammer, not cranking it, which is really good because it buys us 2 turns. We play Boom Grenade on our turn, cranking it. We attack what we can. So when they throw they'll inevitably throw Red in the Ledger at us, I think. At least I assume that's what they're going for here. If they're not going to knock, then they have Tunic floating and they're thinking here. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. I don't know, like what they do kind of determines how we play this out, right? I'm so sad we have to move the days without Magic to 0. Bro, Wally, get out of here. Dude, hey, everybody can miss me with that, dude. Magic's a fun game. Magic's fun. It's just, it's less fun than Flesh and Blood. Like, every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So, here is where we play the Soup Up. Oh, we can't crank this. It doesn't have crank. Never mind. The spirit of the past was Brian Kibler, and the spirit of the present was Jimmy and Josh from the Command Zone. But they were too busy playing Commanders, so the only ghost of... Oh, dude, that's cool. That's a cool video. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I'm a big fan of... I'm a big fan of the Professor and like things that he does like that. Like the Professor's a cool guy, and I think ultimately the things he does are a net positive for the game. I don't think I want to sink anything. Teklo Core pops off. We remove a counter from Signal Jammer. Yes. It's interesting that that's a thing. You can actually choose to not do that, which is like super spicy to me. Yes, we are going to crank. We're going to come in like this. So this kind of like forces their hand a little bit, where they're basically saying they're going to take 9, and then we're going to throw the gun at them. We could activate Heart if we wanted to here, just to dig. If they give us New Horizon and lose their arsenal, I would be very surprised here. Was it Modern or Standard Magic you played? I actually ended up playing Pioneer. We played Pioneer today, which was cool, and we played that Gruul aggro deck that is... It's a very powerful deck. It does a lot of dumb things. I was very impressed by it today. The fact that I hadn't played Magic in 2 years and made top 4 of an RCQ was kind of cool. Okay, so depending on what they throw at us here is going to tell me a lot. It's going to tell me a lot about how I can play out my hand. We have an outpace on the bottom or on the top, which is not exactly what I want to see. That is pretty unfortunate. Man, this is tough. This is tough. Hey, let's go. Dude, Saul, thank you so much, man. Solace, right? I think that's your full name. Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Tier 1 at 2 months, brother. It really means a lot. I really appreciate that, man. The high octane does not help us here, although it is probably the best card for us to arsenal. So what I can do is I can block 6, take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it would be 7, which means I would still take 1 if I give 1 card here, right? Because it would be blocked like this, and then this would get ticked down to 7, and we would be blocking 5. So I pretty much need to block like this, and I need to hope that I can play high octane and go ham next turn. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think this is our play. What killed Magic comp for me was the lands. What about the lands? Like how like every land does something, you mean? Because if that's what you mean, I do understand. We are not going to crank. I'm going to arsenal the high octane and we're going to pass. And this hand does not do what I would call going ham. Maybe the... I mean, we could play this. So we have a lot of resources in our hand, right? I mean, we have potential for a big hand here. Commander killed MTG and somehow keeps it alive. Fab is the premier future of competitive TCGs. So I actually firmly agree with that, Nathan, that I think Flesh and Blood is like the premier and like ultimate like card game at the time. And I think that Flesh and Blood is better than any other card game in the space. Now, I say that as a person who loves Flesh and Blood, not as someone who likes to take a dump on other card games. I just love Flesh and Blood. It's a phenomenal game that I am a really big fan of. It's just a great game. Like all the way around, Flesh and Blood's just an amazing game. This is an interesting hand because it doesn't block super well. I mean, I assume they have another arrow that they can play. And then we're looking at something for 8 here. And then if it's snap into Codex, I'm in a really bad spot. So we're going to take 4 because I think we have to. And then if we have to, we can give up the outpace, I think. This might be the card that kills us, right? So block outpace, Stonewall Gauntlet, and Teklo Foundry Heart, which is blocking 5. This gets ticked down to 9. Block 8, roll this down to 9, take 2, go to 3. Hey Troll, what's up? Yeah, this is Mara's list from Nationals. Unfortunately, there is not a world where I can do it all here. It is not possible, unfortunately. And if I keep passing, I'm just gonna lose the game. Like at this point, like if we just keep passing, we're just gonna lose here, which is really bad. Yeah, hey, Anoth, what's going on? Rank 3, can't play Azalea. How embarrassing. I don't know what my opponent's talking about. So... we will not crank. We'll play High Octane. Playing Boom Grenade. We will crank this one. And then, I mean, if they don't block this, this is a ton of damage, right? So we get to go boost. And then we've already used Dash's ability, so they probably give us a card in Tunic. No, they give us a card in New Horizon here because they don't have any Arsenal slots. And by blocking with New Horizon, they're saving themselves 10 extra damage. So they would really take 11 here if they took this. And I mean, that would put them all the way down to 5. Okay, they're just gonna block with 2 cards from hand. I don't think that's right. Yeah, her list is interesting. I was surprised that we don't have any poppers in the deck, to be honest. I kind of thought there would be more poppers, and I learned last game that there is like quite literally 0. We'll put our opponent down to 12, and then we'll just pass, and we're gonna go to 1. I mean, considering we're just gonna have to block with 2 cards, I think like maybe more, depending on like what's in their hand. So now we're just dead. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, is there like if I had a blue, I could have pitched to play this, got this back, and then blocked 12, and we could have played on, but I'm just gonna lose either way. That was a good game. We played 6 turns and had an AVPT of 14, but those hands were not near. Well, let me rephrase. My opponent just said spit on that thing. Oh, opponent with a sense of humor. I love that. I love that. So like our hands were very explosive and did a lot of good things, but Azalea had her part of the game where she had red no ledgers and disruptive pieces. So gotta go to sleep, brother. Off back to America tomorrow morning. Thanks for the stream. Have fun. Annabelle, be safe traveling. Hope you have a good night. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out. So we beat a Prism, which I was surprised we won that game. Now, my opponent was playing some interesting cards and probably playing a suboptimal deck, but I was surprised we won that game. And then we lost to an Azalea. I think if they have a red in the ledger for 5, the turn they threw it for 8. So, like, if they don't have the buff there, which, like, obviously is me asking a lot considering they had 4 cards. But if they have a red in the ledger for 5 there and I'm able to give 1 card, we want to go first here. I think we want to go first and try to set up. I don't know. We're going to play this. We're going to play Gauntlet and we're going to run this at the leg slot. But if they have that for 5, we're able to give card and we're able to give 2 pieces of equipment to block 5 and then keep high octane plus 3 cards in hand, which we might be able to do something with, honestly. Nathan, have a good night, brother. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out. Azalea is a bad matchup. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. With like how awkward the deck blocks, that would not surprise me too much. So again, I don't think we want Scramble Pulses here. This is probably like, I mean, they have some equipment, but we'd probably just put in Teclo Pounders, right? And just try to race them. Penetration Script seems like very mid, but I'm willing to give it a try. I mean, we just want to race, right? So, like, the more items we add to our deck, the more we can race them. This is going to be a tough matchup because we don't block very efficiently, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to adapt it to the legs. We're going to play Boom Grenade. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're not going to play Boom Grenade. I'm just going to play Teclo Pounder, Arsenal Dive Through Data, and pass. My opponent just said, hey. You are the streamer? Oh, that's funny. I get a kick out of that. I'm just going to run out Teclo Pounder, and we're just going to Arsenal. Am I on camera? Lol. Yo, Trevor Galligan, thank you for the sub on YouTube, brother. I really appreciate you being here and hanging out tonight. Man, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here for the first time. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings, man? Tell me something about yourself in the chat. All right, so I just told my opponent that we're live right now. I'm just gonna be a wizard player after Rosetta Thorn after Rosetta comes out. I mean, that doesn't, you know, like I think that I'm just saying I get it, you know? I'm just saying I get it. Like, the new classes are gonna be fun. Period. Wally was there the other day. Is that the aggro blaze? I swear, you guys kill me. So we can block Zipper Hit and Spark of Genius here to protect the arsenal, or I could block Zipper Hit, Fender Bender, and then I could go put Teklo Core into play Dive Through Data to opt, play Spark for... We could go get the Penetration Script and then still have a card to arsenal. That actually seems like an insanely better play to me, because we get to pay one for this, Heart, and then go get Penetration Script. So we're having a very aggressive start, and my opponent's not filling the graveyard, which is what we want. That's how I feel every time I see you talking to another Discord. I'm the Wally. From my experience, Azalea and Victor are going to be the worst. Yeah, I could see Dash.io like really struggling. Oh, no. It's on top of our deck? Oh, okay. Well, we have to kind of adapt on the fly then here. That is Big Sag. That was 100% our plan, was to go get a Penetration Script right there so that we could... And there's only one in the deck. I'm going to check my list here. I'm going to check Mara's list. I think there's only one. Yeah, there's only one. So that's a little bit of unfortunate variance, but we're going to have to try and come up with a plan on the fly here and play around it. I bought some Stormstriders yesterday for Rosetta, and I'm going to try to start playing some Kano. I think Kano is a really good deck, and everyone should know how to play Kano so that you know how to play against it. And I know that that's not a very popular opinion, but that is 100% how I feel about it. 100% how I feel about it. Dive Through Data is a good card, but we're just going to put that on the bottom because we're going to shuffle. It doesn't really matter. We're going to... Okay, so we could Heart... Okay, let's think about this for a second. We could Heart... Play Spark for 0, get a backup Protocol red, crank, draw a card, and then... Do you draw before you crank? We could also just go get a 0-cost item. We could just go get a 0-cost item here, I guess. Like, what items do I have in the deck? We could go to Boom Grenade here, which seems like fine. I really think the best play we had was Penetration Script. So backup Protocol red into get something else is probably our best bet. What if we just got red Boom Grenade and Arsenaled? Just tried to race them and specifically. Just tried to like if we just committed to playing all-in offense right here with the Boom Grenade. We're not gonna crank, and we draw a good card to Arsenal. Okay. This is fantastic. This hand is phenomenal because we can block with 0 to 60 and Fender Bender, and then we can go 0 to 60, outpace Pulse Wave Harpoon into gun. 0 to 60 for 6, outpace for 4, Harpoon. Look at their hand. This is insane. Yeah, I like that. I see this is an engineer channel now. Lunatic, I love that every time you're in here, my channel just changes to whatever I'm playing, bro. I mean, the new heroes will be very different than Kano. I very much agree with that sentiment. Oh, that is a huge W for me right there. That's a huge W for me. They will be very different than Kano, but I think knowing how to play Kano means you know how to play against Kano, and I think knowing how to play a hero is the best way to like be able to beat a hero in any event. So like that's why I want to learn how to play Kano. Like there's probably going to be a couple of nights where I have people on. Like, there's probably going to be a couple of nights where I have people on that, like, are Kano, like, quote-unquote, like, specialists, so that we can, like, talk about things like that. I will also be surprised if I join your game by pure RNG. I mean, it would be fun, and, like, So I do think that there are some people, a note that like when they see me playing, they're like, oh wow, like it's actually just Aggro Blaze like playing, and I get that. Like it is fun to like see me and like want to play against me. Like I mean, it's fun. Like I get that. Like it's, I don't know. Like it's cool. It's cool to play against anybody who's like, you know, like known in the community. Like I love when I see names that are like, you know, known or that are like I know are good players or things like that. Now you don't always know if it's the actual person. Sometimes people like go by fake names online, but you know, hey, as a brute player, I'm really curious about the new matchups. I mean, I think that's fair. I think that, yeah, like brute has like what I would. I've been told by like I've been told by brute players that like that Rhinar has a good matchup, right? It's what I've been told. It's what I've been told. Now, I'm not gonna sit and say this, that, or the other, you know, like I'm not gonna say one thing here or there regardless, but high octane on top makes me not want to boost anymore, but we have to, considering that I want to play the Harpoon and I want to keep pushing value here. Way to beat Kano. Hope they don't Kindle combo. I'm not gonna lie, Kindle. So Nick told me the other day, and this, I don't know if he said this in our interview or not. He might have said this like offline, but he told me that he felt like Kindle was printed so that that Kindle was printed to help push Kano out of the format, which I don't know. Like it makes a lot of sense actually, right? Like it actually makes a lot of sense to me that they wanted to push Kano out of the format they want to push out of the format for other design space. And so giving him Kindle is the quickest way to get him out of the format. That makes sense to me. It does make sense to me. So I don't really want a Harpoon here anymore. Okay, so gonna keep it at 4 here with the drop the ocean and everything like that. I mean, we can't add anything to the combat chain, so I'm not really interested in physically doing anything here. So I'm gonna throw the Fender Bender. I know we're getting rid of like 2 power cards with High Octane and Harpoon there, but and then I can throw the gun and arsenal the Harpoon to set myself up for a really good turn next turn. If they try to keep a chi or have a chi for traverse next turn, we have Harpoon to like really try and like strip some of their hand, which is kind of bonkers, to be honest. Kano is fine, but as long as Kano is in the meta, they can't do change to the wizard class. I mean, they are definitely limited to the idea of what they're trying to. Gosh dang it! I dropped all my shuffling cards. Hang on. Kano being in the format limits design, like it limits design space 100%. I think that's a very accurate statement. Do we have any? Oh, we can get a penetration script back if this hits, actually. So we're going to take this. We're going to take this. His hero ability ruins all wizard cards. That makes a lot of sense. Isn't every expansion slot card to do that? Maybe except for cast homes. I guess it could be. It could definitely be viewed that like every expansion slot card is designed to help push an hero to LL. If that's what you mean, Liam, it could definitely be taken that way. Playing Verdance, as I always imagined how it would feel to have a life. Oh man, listen, we're card players. We don't get lives. Oh man, classic. All right, I think this hand is really solid. I'm going to throw Heist and hope that they give me some equipment to try and stop it here. I hate that I can't play Teclo Pounder off the top. Like, dude, if you could play things with 2 or greater cost, like if it literally just said cost 2 or less, and like if you could pitch a blue to play Teclo Pounder off the top, it'd be crazy. Yeah, Olympia getting his parry blade back breaks the format. Oh man, Troll's got jokes out here. Think I get to go to Amsterdam? Oh, Billy, you're going to Amsterdam? Dude, that's so exciting, brother. That's awesome, man. I'm so happy to hear that, brother. That is awesome, dude. Congrats, man. That is like super hype. Penetration script coming back into play is like actually insane value for us. Yeah, and then we get to decide if we want to crank. I don't think we want to crank, right? Like, I don't think we want to. I think we're just gonna say no here. And then we want to go Fender Bender for 4 go again. I'm sorry, 5 go again because of the penetration script. So we get counters from the penetration script this turn and next turn. And then my opponent is forced to show me 3 cards here. Value Town, Population, us. And if they have an Art of War, then we're also sitting in a spot where we just have balance to give us an extra card. Now, from 27 life, there is a very real chance that we could die. Probable? No. Possible? Yes. BIOS Update answers that issue when you boost out an item. So BIOS Update is in the maybe list for ooh, what do we want to take here? Hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. I'll come back to your question or your statement here in just a second. I mean, this card's insane, right? Like this is the card that like scares people, right? This is also, I mean, any of the cards they want to protect. So we know they have a Chi, a Tiger, and then an unknown card in hand. I guess we're gonna take this card. It may not be correct, but I think this card is just so broken that it gives us like real possibility of things we should like try to get. Yeah, so BIOS Update was in the maybe section of Mara's list. I kind of thought that BIOS Update or BIOS Upgrade, I can't remember what it's called, would be like an immediate auto include. It was every time I was playing Dashio, but you know, it's tough to say. I assume that Mara put a lot of time thinking and testing into this matchup in general, so I tend to take... this hand is really awkward. I do not like this hand at all. What do they just play? They pitch an energy to activate Zen, so they have 2 Tigers in hand, a spinning Will Kick, what was the card they blocked with? So they have a Levels, 2 Tigers, and a spinning Will Kick in hand. And I do not know about the 5th card. And they're about to have a card in Banish. It is Chase the Tail. Okay? Roger that. BIOS better into Fatigue. Okay, I mean, that also makes sense. Penetration is the script for today. Listen, I'm a big fan of Penetration script. I think that card's cool. So it's 3 go again. What does our hand look like? So they're not going to play Art of War, which means we're not going to draw off a balance. I don't think anyway. I might give balance here just in case. So they've already drawn 1 card, right? They drew 1 card from the levels this turn, and they're playing the Sacred Art. Okay, so they're on like the more tigery list. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 tigers in hand and a unknown card. 4 tigers in hand and an unknown card. I mean, Penetration script is like a bad Art of War in this deck. Yeah, like that makes a lot of sense. So the problem here is that we're not even like drawing into... It's this turn, so blocking with a gauntlet here doesn't really save me, right? This combat chain gets +3. So blocking when they play Chase the Tail is the most value I can get, right? That is the most value I can get. I'm trying to debate if I want to pitch Outpace to play Zipper Hit, pitch Harpoon to activate Heart, and then go High Octane into Outpace, and if we hit a blue, we're in a really good spot. I was against a lot of Tigers in on Talishar. Maybe they want to be a little bit more chilled and full bonds list. I mean, that's very possible, yeah. Dash.io won a Nationals in Czech playing 3 Monocle. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Kimakashi, dude, thanks for coming by and hanging out. That's really cool. I really like that. Great to see you interview Nick. He plays at my locals and is just an incredible Kano player. Really obnoxious, to be honest. I mean, aren't all Kano players, Chase? No, Nick's a cool guy. I get what you're saying. Nick's a cool guy. I like Nick. He's fun to hang out with and talk to. But I mean, yeah, all Kano players are obnoxious, right? He's somebody who like gives me like a lot of crap all the time. Like I enjoy hanging out with Nick. He's a very fun person to banter with. Grandolph, my opponent just said, "Do you want to play again?" Lol. I mean, I can guarantee I get 2 value out of this right now. I don't think I'm supposed to, though. I think I'm supposed to wait, right? I think I'm supposed to wait. We'll just go to 13. Considering we have the heist on top means we need to boost first, I think. So let's do this. We will boost. I mean, if my opponent lets this hit, we could just kill them. No killing them here. I mean, so pitch high octane to play boom grenade, crank, gain an action point. This goes up to 3. My opponent takes 4 down to 5, and then I pitch harpoon to play outpace for 5, and then gun 2 times. Seems decent. I think that's a pretty decent line here. Just pushing any value we can get seems like the correct thing to do at this point in the game. I'm also going to check my blue count after this, because not drawing a blue in that like at all was pretty, I feel like not one, it wasn't very cash money of Talishar, but I also think that the odds are like pretty statistically low here. And then gun for 2. Imagine if penetration script gave the gun +1. Like how bonkers would that be? And then give me the pedals, keeping a card. Probably doesn't block if I had to guess. I mean, they could have went to 1, but yeah, this hand's just crazy, right? This hand's just actually insane. If they throw anything at us, we're going to block with the adaptive plating, breaking the penetration script here just to block 4. Or I'm sorry, to block efficiently so that we can block 3. I think that's what we're supposed to do, considering that like life is a resource and we need to protect it at all costs, especially against the old ninja deck. Okay, so high octane, draw a card. 5, you have to give me a card. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on 0 to 60 just in case that happens. They just played double transcend right there. I think that means we win, probably. We're going to play this. I do not want to crank. My opponent just said that's it. So I think that's game. And then we have 0 to 60 boosting, which like should end the game here, theoretically. All right, tell my opponent GG. 6 turns and an AVPT of 16.6. I mean, we did just race. We did just race as in. Hey, Smurf, what's going on, buddy? Yes, this is Mara's list. This is Mara's list. I sent her a message on Twitter and asked her if she cared if I played it live, and she was like, yeah, go for it. So happy to play her list. I mean, 16.6 is really good. My opponent said they'll be right back. I'm gonna hit yes on the rematch here. But I mean, yeah, like we had a game where we had an AVPT of 16.6. The very first game we played against a Prism, we had an AVPT across 4 turns of 18.7, and then we lost to an Azalea, or I'm sorry, 18.7, and then we lost to an Azalea where we had an AVPT of 14. And if they had had a, if my opponent had had a turn where red in the ledger was for 5 instead of 8, we actually probably would have won the game. But it was a good game. It was close. I'm gonna put the Tickle Pounders back in because I think this is like race keys to the moon kind of matchup. I think we're just racing. Also, the penetration script, How many points was the penetration script worth getting it back there? So we got the penetration script back, and we threw 2 more attacks after the heist, arsenaled, and then we threw 3 attacks on the next turn. So penetration script was a 1 for 5. Well, I guess it was a 0 for 5 because we got it back off of the heist, which is insane. I wonder if heist is still like $1 billion. Oh no, I didn't put balance in. Shoot. So we're going to be playing Crown this time around. 16.6 is pretty good. I don't know if I've ever seen a number that high. I mean, I've seen a few numbers that high, but they're like normally from like bonkers aggro decks, which to be fair, I think that Dash.io can be considered a pretty bonkers aggro deck. Heist is $5, so it sounds like I'm buying heists after this if they're $5. Pounders are actually bad for racing. Oh, okay. You don't get to start with them on the table and playing them out as negative tempo. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense. I can see that. In my head in Dash.IE, like you always want to be... Like with Dash.IE, you always want to like have pounders in the deck when you want to race. But that makes a lot of sense, actually. I get that, Kevin. That makes sense. Yeah. We'll take 1. It's weird because we don't have a lot of life to play with here as far as like this is concerned, but... Okay, so my natural thought looking at this hand is 0 to 60 boosting. If we have an item on top, we can play it, play Backup Protocol Red, crank, get a 0 to 60, play it, boost, and then play the Tekla Core, which is good setup. If we don't hit an item, we can get back the zipper hit because it's technically 1 more point and gives us the benefit of racing. Also, this hand is like kind of bananas, right? Like this hand has the potential to do exactly what we want it to do, barring that they don't just run us over. So we can play Backup Protocol Red, crank, get back a 0 to 60. We'll break the chain to play this, get back a 0 to 60, and then play Tekla Core and Arsenal to 0 to 60, draw into a high octane. And I mean, I think that's ultimately like a very good play here. We are going to crank. We're going to get this back. We're going to get the 0 to 60 back. I know that technically the zipper hit's worth more points, but there is a resource efficiency to the to this next turn with high octane that I do want to be a little conscious about. I was talking earlier, Kevin, about how insane it would be if you could play Tekla Pounder off the top. Like, I feel like that is like one small thing where like Dash would just be honestly bananas if you could do that, bro. The shorter the game, the easier it is to get higher value. That's also very true. When you're playing 4 and 5 turn games, it's a lot easier to like have a very high AVPT. So that's also very true. Makes a lot of sense. Plays the Tigers. I mean, we're probably just taking everything this turn if I had to guess. No, we're going to block here, right? No, this doesn't have the +1. This is just for 1. So considering we have the high octane, we're going to draw into the Tekla Pounder. We're not going to lose an item, which means Soup Up is like going to be actually like at a like cost negative here to us, which is kind of awkward. I mean, this is going to be a really good damage turn for my opponent, but I think we have to just race and play offense here. No blocks. Never block. I mean, listen, I think there's like a lot to be said for not blocking, especially in a deck this strong. I really wish there was a better card on top because we're not super worried about resource efficiency right now. Makes me wonder if I should block here. I don't think there's a world where it matters. Maybe there's a world where I can like play the Pounder for my hand instead of like having to like force to give up. I don't know. We'll have to see what our turn looks like. Block with gloves. I mean, this is +1 across the board, right? So there's not really a way for me to get value out of gloves. I would be over blocking here. I know that on the last one, this was for 2, so I could have blocked here. So I don't think blocking with gloves is correct on this turn. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm open to like being wrong on that effect with that. We'll take 4. And we'll take 4 and go to 19. Again, we're taking a lot of damage early, which is not a good place to be in as far as racing is concerned. You can hold the Octane a turn if you want to. You can Octane this turn, fine. You get to play the Zipper hit. I mean, I can play the Zipper hit from hand, sure. Like, so the Teklo Core, I go down to 2. I'm going to play the High Octane and draw into a Teklo Pounder. We don't have a way to give this go again, but I guess that's fine considering the fact that I have multiple action points this turn. All right, now finding that's bonkers, right? That's just exactly what we wanted to see. My opponent made a chi last turn, so they can technically like just try to go ham this turn if they want. And I don't think we're gonna crank here. I'm trying to work out all the math in my head. So we pay 1 for Boom Grenade. We still keep 2 action points. We play the Outpace. If we pitch the Zipper hit, we can play the Outpace and boost, go up to 3 action points. Play the Soup Up, go down to 2 action points. No, we should save the Soup Up for next turn, right? And just use the gun this turn, which means I should not crank. So play the Boom Grenade and not crank. And then play the Outpace, go up to 3 action points and crank. Pitch the Zipper hit to play the Outpace. Play the Teklo Pounder and then shoot the gun, have 1 counter left, Arsenal to Soup Up and keep it for next turn. Yeah, there's no reason to crank here. I mean, why would I not pitch the Zipper hit here? Like, is putting this into play not good? Or is like the argument here that like we don't want to... I mean, I guess like you just want to play the Zipper hit. Like, I suppose that the underlying argument here is that you're trading potential 2 to 4 value versus guaranteed 3. I'm going to pitch the Teklo Pounder and take your word for it. I mean, we do need it to last 3 more turns, but I'd also be... I mean, yeah, I guess we need 3 more turns no matter what. All right. We'll keep it at Kevin's recommendation here. This feels naturally wrong to me, but I definitely understand where Kevin's coming from here. So we have... I'm sorry, before we play this, we have 3 action points. Which means I'd go up to 4 action points and I wouldn't even be able to use them all. So I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to boost. We're going to leave this for next turn. So this is 3, go again, 2 action points. I shoot this for 4. My opponent takes 3 to 24. They take 4 down to 20. Arsenal this. I wish I could play the Boom Grenade here off the top. Like, I know we already used Dashio's effect, but it would be cool if we could. Just hit him. Mara on every deck she plays. Darkodius also said just hit him. My guy, this game is not going 3 more turns. I definitely don't think it's going 3 more turns, but I'm also trying to like find every point that I can here. And I guess like even if the game goes 2 more turns, like Teklo Pounder is worth... Teklo Pounder is worth 4 points at 2 more turns versus the blue Zipper hit being worth 3. So I don't know. Like I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm definitely not saying anybody's wrong. I'm just throwing out differing opinions here. I guess Soup Up just had go again this turn because of the Boom Grenade. I was thinking we hadn't lost an item, but the Boom Grenade off the top changes that math. So that does make sense. Love Mechanologist. Been playing the class since I started playing in 2020. Dude, like Mechanologist is a lot of fun. Like like it's a really cool like I just enjoy like Dash in general as a hero. Like she's really cool. Nothing over there that we want. So this hand looks like block with Spark of Genius, I think play Boom Grenade, play Fender Bender, activate Heart, play Heist, just as a 2 for 5 with Go Again, and then play the Soup up here. And we get to play the Boom Grenade from hand, and we're living in a world where we get to block with Spark of Genius here. In any case, face is the place. Yeah, Zin's gonna go ham this turn. Like, there may not even be a world where I'm alive this turn. All I hear from you is I don't know. Well, I do know. Just hit him. I mean, listen, Darkodius, I'm just gonna be honest with you. You're like, there's confidence and then there's arrogance, and sometimes your statements are so polarizingly arrogant that I don't always listen to you, because people that are that arrogant are just wrong sometimes, brother. Like, and listen, you're a great player, man, and I'm not taking that away from you, but I'm very honest, and I tell people I don't know when I don't know, and I don't always know. I'm playing decks I'm not very comfortable with, so. Block with gloves? Yeah, this is definitely the gloves turn. This is definitely the gloves turn. Look at every hand and find the line that attacks with every card. Make that your default. Okay, let's make that the default setting the rest of the night. I like that. I'm here for that. Something tells me I'm going to have to block with more than one card this turn. Okay, I actually feel like E-Strike is, like, really good. Guys, I did not say that to, like... I'm not trying to, like, take a shit on anybody. I really like Darkodius. He's, like... I think he's a great player, and I'm always happy to hear his advice. Like, I don't know. Like, very polarizing opinions are hard sometimes. Can't know what you don't know. I mean, yeah, like, and maybe I'm too honest sometimes. Maybe I should just tell you guys I do know when I don't know. Like, maybe that's just, I don't know. Maybe that's, like, the tough part of, like, maybe sometimes I should just be more conceited. I would really like to be able to block with plating for, like, the real value that I want here. I think we're taking 5. The question, like, I don't, like, this is a terrible card to draw. It feels like, anyway. The Technical Core resources give us what we need to be able to play. And so I'm, like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of, like, trying to keep my hand as much as I can. Blocking here and then taking the line that I talked about is, like, probably the easiest line I could find. We'll take 5 and see what happens. You still have Cop and just sink out something you can block with if needed. I mean, that's true. We could always sink Boom Grenade to the bottom, draw this and block with it, and then use Spark to go get something and draw an extra card next turn. Is that actually just a better play? If we use resources to, like, play this and then go get a red Boom Grenade, because I'm pretty sure there's, like, still 2 reds in the left in the deck. So we could just use... We could just put this to the bottom, block with a blue, and then play out the same turn, right? Where we actually get more blocking efficiency and we get a better boom, or we get the same blocking efficiency, but we get a Boom Grenade nonetheless. So yeah, actually, thank you, Arxis, for pointing that out. That's actually just a better line for us here all the way around, because this is the card I don't care to block with. The resources just work here, right? I mean, yeah, like, trying to learn new heroes is, like, tough, and, like, there's like, learning new heroes is hard. Like, I'm not someone, and I've said this before, I'm not someone who is just, like, there's not really any on hits coming from this deck, so I'm just gonna block here, I think. I've said this before. I don't naturally pick up new heroes and new cards very fast. Like, I become good at the classes I play and the heroes I play by, like, you know, playing a lot of games and a lot of reps. And so it's tough sometimes for me to, like, learn everything I need to be learning on specific heroes. Like, and I make a lot of misplays like that. And there are a lot of people in the community and in the game in general, like, and I think Darkodius is one of those people who gets to play a lot of games, and he has a lot more knowledge than I do about the game and the meta in general. So I think there's like something to be said there. I think Darkodius is someone who's right more than he's not. I would say that with a lot of confidence, that he's right more than he's not. Seeing a lot of dash makes me want to trade muscle to non-machine sometimes. Hey, man, I get it. I have never played a game of Dio in my life. Wait, that's a lie? So this just blocks for 2, right? And I think this is good. I've played 3 games of constructed Dio in my life. Hey, I'm on game number 4. That means I played 1 more than you, brother. Actually, I played quite a bit of Dio when she came out because I think she's a fun hero and I wanted to learn more about her. So I hope you guys can hear Carly yelling about Fortnite. You don't think the 3 games that you've played count? Why is that? I'm curious. Why is that? Like, actually, that's a real question. So let's go Fender Bender. We are going to boost. Now, there's not... I guess it depends on what we draw, right? So, like, our draw off of Spark of Genius is going to tell us a lot right here about how the rest of this game's going to go. Because we're down 14, and we don't have a lot of equipment to block with here. So, Fender Bender hits for 4. We Spark for 0. We're going to go get a red Boom Grenade so that we can keep our turn rolling. We are going to crank. We hit a blue Fender Bender. So we don't have to activate Heart now. We don't hit another item, which is kind of unfortunate. I would really like to have found another item off the top of the deck there. Like, it didn't have to be a Boom Grenade. It could have been anything there. Like, Backup Protocol. Actually, Backup Protocol would have been cracked because I would have played Backup Protocol, activated Heart, got something back, and then arsenaled it after we throw the soup up at them for 4. So, I mean, this is a 9-point hit if they let this hit. And then Boom Grenade trigger. We do not have anything to get back, which is pretty unfortunate here. And then we have soup up. Yeah, I mean, it's 4 go again. I don't know. Hearth Fish for item. Oh, you're saying activate Heart and then play and then fish for an item. So I think playing Spark to get an item there was like 100% the correct play. Using Crown of Providence the way we did last turn was the best use we could have gotten out of it. We needed to hit an item this turn, I think. Being able to throw the pistol an extra time and being able to like hit an item off the top of the deck would have been absolutely bonkers here. Wait, are you guys saying that we should have that we should Heart here? I mean, just, all right, so maybe we activate Heart just so we can like see if we get anything else to play. I like your all's thought process here of what we're trying to do. I'm going to apologize to my opponent. We do whiff on the High Octane. Not that it matters. We're not going to get to keep enough cards to like really utilize High Octane, but should have done it pre-attack just to, I guess, just so that we had the extra, like, there's always potential we hit a Boom Grenade, and then we can just, like, get them with it. So we get to block with the Zipper hit here. Ooh, that's bad for us. That's really bad for us. We're going to have to block with multiple cards here, I think. Yeah, being able to play the Boom Grenade off the top would have been insane there. It ended up not mattering, but it would have been insane there. Probably would have come... it would have forced more cards out of their hand, right? Or I guess it would have forced Shuko and Petals. Not really forced more cards, but forced more equipment there. Small chance, but you don't really care about 2 less cards in deck in this matchup. Yeah, as fast as the race is, like, the 2 less cards are something to not really concern myself about. So this is a time we should block, I'm pretty sure. This is the quickest block that I have, I think. Like, this is the first card I want to block with. If I'm able to keep these 3 cards in my hand, then I'm able to throw 8 at my opponent and the gun with potential item off the top of the deck to really end the game. And my opponent's at a point in the game where, like, almost any... Like, if we have a Boom Grenade off the top, they're dead to anything but a blue if they take 1 here. So, yeah, it would have been cool to, like, hit an item there. Three go again. So, I'm living in a world where they have to have another Bonds, right? Or they have to have another, like, Gust Wave in hand. Like, I think that's a world we're living in right now. Yep, there it is. We give Fender Bender. We could just be dead. We may not be able to stop what they're trying to accomplish this turn. We might just be dead here. If we have to give up every card this turn and we're forced to like play Boom Grenade and crank and attack for 2, then I think we're in the ultimate like dead spot here. Aspect of Tiger Body. Yeah, we'll take 1, go to 3 here. Yeah, I think we're dead here too, in Oath. I think this is a tough situation to be in. I meant to ask, does anybody in the chat know how Mara did in CC at Nationals? That's just my own curiosity. I mean, yeah, we block 2, take 1, go to 1. And then they pitch... Oh, they have a Crouching Tiger in their hand and a 1 in Banish Zone. So they come in for 1, we go to 1... Or no, it was in their arsenal. So we're dead to Kakara into Tiger. Yeah. The fact that we had to block with this that turn is like very sad, because if we were able to play this and crank and then attack, we could have blocked with this for 3 and that would have been like bananas, right? Mara went 7 and 1 in CC, 9-5 total. Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's really exciting to hear that Dashio went 7-1 in CC across 2 days. That's so cool. I'm curious to know if like Mara's gonna like continue to grind Dashio now, or if this was like a 1 tournament kind of thing, or because you know when she locked in on Dromai, like she locked in on Dromai forever. So with 3 cards in hand and 1 in arsenal, we're probably Omega dead here, if I had to guess. Especially considering the fact that they have multiple pieces of equipment. I don't think there's a world we're getting out of this turn here. And then any attack kills me. Yeah. Big Sag. Womp womp. Good game. We had a 5-turn game where we had an AVPT of 16.2. I mean, that's like, it's not bad, but like we lost a Zen. I mean, yeah, 16.2 across 5 turns is really solid. Ooh, we're already seeing Blaze being played in Blitz. I love it. Honestly, I love it. Blaze is going to be so good. I'm curious about what made Mara go on Dash.io against this meta. I don't know. I would be curious to know like what of her testing led her to that as well. I would be curious to know that as well. You know, it's hard saying. Like, testing leads people to a lot of different places. So we have AB3. And then, like, I guess it doesn't matter. We have AB3. We don't really care about this. Signal Jammer seems pretty good. Like, do I just want Tekla Pounders as blues? I don't think so, right? I mean, how many... Hang on just a second. Let me count the blues on my list over here on the side. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. So if we add 2, there's going to be 22 blues and a 62 card deck. I mean, are there red T-Bones in the deck? No, there's only blue T-Bones in the deck, so I don't even think we want to cut those, do we? Like, we rather just play 62 cards? I don't really know what the probability of adding 2 blues in, like 20 blues and 60 cards is, like, 33%, but 22 and 62 is, like, I don't know. I don't know the math off the top of my head. Be something I'd have to figure out. I mean, we'll just pass, right? Maybe I'm supposed to boost and like try to make a lot of things happen here, but I think drawing into the blue gives us pretty good AB on their turn. Oh, T-Bone is a reason to play Dash. I mean, I do think that T-Bone has a really good place in the meta, especially into the ninja decks, because anytime you're able to throw T-Bone, you're just able to like push a lot of damage, and there's a lot of value there. You're able to like get a lot of valuable equipment from Zen and like force them to make decisions before they really want to, which is a cool piece of the game. That Erase is okay against Enigma and every other class. Action point generation for Prism can win against Zen and isn't too punished by New. I mean, I would think that Liam, that New punishes the living crap out of this deck, but I don't know. I would have to ask Mara myself to like really be aware of that. Or if somebody in the metagame, like if you or somebody in the chat, if you guys have a thought, like I'm more than happy to hear about it. But like that, my thought process is that it just loses pretty badly to. It just loses pretty badly to New. That like it's too punishing. The hand disruption, the things that it's doing are just too good. I would think anyway. So we're just gonna come in for 4 and boost. I would like to be able to find some kind of item off the top of the deck. Like this is great. Yeah, let's crank. And then soup up for 4. And then the Signal Jammer in my hand is something that we can try to play next turn. I could throw the gun, but I mean, this is just an every point matters, right? Like this is just throw the gun when you can because every point is so relevant. I would assume this is where we want to be. Just pushing as much damage as physically possible. And I guess we can take the turn off to like play Signal Jammer here if we want to. So if I block 1, I can play the penetration script. Do I want to play the penetration script off the top of my deck? Let's just block 3, right? I think we're just supposed to block 3. To race against Kano, I would think so. Boys, girls. What? What banana potion? I played against this deck as New. I almost deck it out and my deck was not complete yet. Okay, so you almost fatigued it, which, I mean, seems like that seems kind of like how it would feel. That makes sense to me. You know what would be really good in this matchup? Like the Dissolving Shields. Dissolving Shields would be insane in this meta, right? Or in this matchup. Prognosticate for 1? I think I'll take 1. So let's play Signal Jammer. We're gonna let this resolve before we see what they do. Because we do technically have the ability to gain our action point back if we would like to. I don't see that being the game plan. I mean, they did just flip Wildfire, so I guess there's like some weird... Wow, Tome and Wildfire off the top? Jesus. Okay. Brother, I have a family. My gosh. Yeah, I think we might just be dead. If there's like a Kindle combo in their hand, we're just dead, right? Think we're just dead? That's actually a really good question. Kafrika asked Arcodius, I don't know if you're still hanging out or not, but what are your thoughts on Aaron's list from top 8 of Nationals, his Enigma list, Aaron Grace's list? I'm also curious to know what you think about that. How'd they go? Top? Ether Flare? Jesus. I mean, this is kind of what Kano does right now, right? Like, it just does, like, banana stuff like this. Okay. Jesus. Yeah, he's about to hit us with a Hawk too, for sure. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Man, we about to be 2 and 3. We about to be 2 and 3, fam. It's interesting because I thought playing this, I mean, like the idea was that playing Signal Jammer is just really good for us if they can't do anything about it here, right? Yeah. Like, if they can't combo us, playing Signal Jammer is just broken. And then this Wildfire's for a bunch. We're going to prevent 1. So the Ether Flare is for 10. So we got a 16, and they still have all their combo pieces. We did not get to put the penetration script into play, obviously. But I think that's okay. I mean, the fact that we're at 16 is kind of frightening, but I got turn 1 comboed one day, just played my sim packing, and this guy was like, let's do this. 60 arcane damage. See, that's the kind of stuff that, like, makes people not like playing against Kano. Like, honestly, that's what makes people not enjoy playing against Kano wholeheartedly. So the Signal Jammer bought us this turn and their turn, pretty much. So, backup protocol. We are going to crank. I'm going to activate backup protocol. Lets me get a 0 to 60. Soup Up could just be a card that's good, but I don't think it matters. I would rather just push damage here if I can. My opponent's going to block and try to buy themselves as long as they can here. I kind of want to activate Heart, if I'm being honest, just to activate Heart. I know that, like, I don't really want to find anything here, like, off the top. I think this is what we're supposed to do here. Those E-Pots feel expensive even over Talishar. Oh, man. I mean, I get that. Like, it is an expensive card. All right, Energy Potion. Signal Jammer goes away. Which is a big Sag, but with us being at 16, they don't have to work very hard for us to be dead here. We're going to activate Heart. Play Signal Jammer off the top. And they're going to try and kill us here. Now, to be fair, we only had AB3 regardless, so it didn't matter. Ooh, I'm just dead here. I think I'm just dead. This deck has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed playing Dash.io tonight. I'm streaming tomorrow. We might play some more Dash.io tomorrow. This has been a lot of fun. I was gonna look at playing. I've been working on like a list that I've been calling Zensu, which is like it's Katsu, but like you're playing Zen. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh my god, leave me alone, brother. Did he just blind flip that? Now, the Wildfire was from the hat, so that wasn't blind, but the Blazing was just blind, right? Unless I missed something. Oh my god, and you've got the Eye of Ophidia? Guys, sometimes you just lose to Kano. Oh man. We like hit both of our Signal Jammers and we're still gonna lose. I'm sorry. What the heck? That's a good timing to go to bed. Have a good night. No, thanks for hanging out, man. I hope you have a good night, brother. Dude, this has been insane. So, like, we've just had... My man has played Kindle, Banished, Double Blazing Ether, Lessons in Lava, Wildfire, and hit Tome and Tome of Handle. Yeah, this is insane. I don't know that I was ever beating this draw. This is nuts. Hey, James, what's up, dude? Drawing the eye off a Kindle is like actually crazy though, right? How hasn't this hero hit LL? I mean, yeah. It feels like this. It feels like Kano should be LL, to be honest. I mean, there's been a lot of metas where he's been like okay, but it definitely feels like there's been a lot of metas where he should have like already have gotten there. So Lessons in Lava is for 7. For 8. Oh, off of Node. And then the first Blazing Ether is for, I don't know, like enough. Oh, he has 3 Blazing Ethers. Wow. That was nuts. That was crazy. Chalk this up as a draw. We let him win. Man, that was actually wild. The fact that he had 2 more Blazing Ethers coming after that is like crazy. That yeah. Get wrecked, me. That was going nowhere fast. Yeah, we were dead like I think 3 times there. Like I like that last Blazing Ether might have been enough to kill. Like I think it was going to be for like close to like 50 or something like that. I mean, I don't know. Oh, we got the same Azalea game. We get to run it back against Azalea, which is cool. Our opponent has 5 copies of Blazing Ether in their deck. Okay, so would I rather just run? No. It's better to run this over Accelerator, right? I think. People complain about Icelander. Icelander was a very fair deck. Like, Icelander was a very fair deck. So, I think this is a Signal Jammer matchup also, right? Like, we want to just, like, try and run them over here. The problem is I don't know what cards we're cutting. You know what I mean? The next Blazing Ether deals 42 damage. The one after that deals 88. Okay, so the third one dealt over twice our life total. Nice. Signal Jammer could be really good against our opponent if they have like multiple pumps here. Like could be a good way to like really bias tempo. So if we play those and take out blue boom grenades, maybe that's the world we want to live in, where we bring in Signal Jammers and we just run a clean 60 and we run modular. We run it in the legs here. Oh, they're running Great Bow against us this time. They're running Perch Grapplers and they're running Long Claw. Spicy. I'm always up for no Victor streams. I mean, I enjoy playing other heroes. I just like to play Victor because I think he's really good. Like, I just think he has like a really solid place in the metagame. I mean, I say that. I always think Victor has a solid place in the metagame. It's like my default mode is just to think that Victor's doing well, I think. New Horizon enjoy. Dude, New Horizons is awesome, man. Like, I get it. I understand enjoying New Horizons. It's a very cool card. Like, it's a great piece of equipment. I honestly, this is a deck that I really want to be good. The Great Bow New Horizon thing. I think this is very good. And the fact that Great Bow gives you 2 looks at, you know, like finding an arrow is insane. Oh my God. Oh. Cool. Do you remember that time that we got to play Flesh and Blood cards? Yeah, I don't remember that time either. Well, I mean, I think this is just going to be... It's weird because I want to keep Spark, but at the same time, I think that we need to block with... We're going to draw another Zipper hit, right? Which gives us the ability to just block 5 here. Hopefully they don't have a Rainy Boy. If they have a Rainy Boy, we cry. The horse is dead. Get out of here, bro. I'm surprised it's Great Bow, no Quiver, though. I mean... Yeah, playing Great Bow means you don't get to play the Quiver, which... I mean, I don't know. There's an interesting concession there. So... We play Boom Grenade. We do Crank. Okay, nice. This is going to be really good, actually. We're going to come in for 8. My chair is not sitting where I want it to. we're going to play Teklo-Core off the top of the deck. Okay, let's think about this here for just a second. If I Spark, I could Heart, go get Penetration Script, Arsenal a card. Which only gets me value if they don't have another red in the ledger, which is like likely but not possible. You play Rustling Leaves, but this is a two-handed bow. You can't play an offhanded equipment, right? Like with a two-handed bow, you can't play Rustling Leaves, right? Like you're not since this is a two-handed bow. We could go get the Penetration Script. We could Spark for 0 to go get a red Boom Grenade, not Crank, Arsenal Pass. I think red Boom Grenade is worth more than the... We could also just go get a Signal Jammer here, right? Signal Jammer is just insane, actually. Yes. We put it in the deck for a reason. Let's go get a Signal Jammer. Heck yeah. Thank you, Chase. Let's go. Arsenal this, and we'll come back up to us. I mean, we're just going to crown this away, right? I think is the plan here. All bows are two-handed. Oh, he could still have the... He could still have it here? I did not... Okay, I did not... Thank you guys for catching that. I did not know that it did not require to... That you... Like, you could just play Quiver for no reason. Okay, well, in that case, that is weird. He's not playing Rustling Leaves, and that makes no sense. Aggro doesn't know anything but Guardians. It's okay. Josh, you're not supposed to tell everybody, bro. Oh, man. It's more likely that he misclicked, right? Like that's more than likely the play is that our opponent misclicked, to see it there. I often run around with my quiver in one hand and the bow in the other. It's a standard practice amongst archers. Oh, bro, y'all are killing me. I swear, dude. Chat is always in full form, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so this is 5. Dominite. I mean, we know we're going to draw Soup Up. We can just give the Fender Bender here, right? This is for 8. I mean, it's Fatigue Shot. Does it even really matter? It just doesn't matter, right? Like, the Fatigue Shot is fine. It is what it is. Like, I don't think we really care here. Can you believe Fleshbag said he missed me calling him out? Oh, Josh, I did not hear him say that. I haven't got to watch a lot of Simon's streams lately, though. I've been running around like crazy lately. I haven't got to like see a lot of people stream. It kind of makes me sad, to be honest. I really enjoy watching other people in the community stream. It's like, I don't know. It's watching other people stream is a lot of fun. I'm an avid enjoyer of watching other people stream and like watch other content. I try to consume as much content as I can because I think it's like I think it's a good way to like learn more about the game and just, you know, kind of get better at the game all the way around. We're going to hope we hit an item here. So it's going to be 2 go again because of the Fatigue Shot. Except those second cycle guys, probably better off. Oh, James, were you here earlier for my present? Or did you see that earlier when they sent me my present? Did you see that, brother? Chris and Rob sent me something, I think. When they declare no blocks, we're going to play Teklo-Core. We're going to put this on the bottom, I think. Don't really care about this. And then we have not lost an item this turn. So we're still in a place where, oh man, I would love to be able to play this off the top here. You did not hear of this? Okay, so Rob and Chris sent me a present. Carly made me run to the mailbox right before my stream because she forgot about it. And it has a note on the inside. It was actually addressed to Carly, is the funny part. And it says, please open on stream, a loving fan. And it is a cold foil. Hang on, let me flip over here real quick. It is a cold foil Coda Frost. They sent me a cold foil Coda Frost as a freaking joke because of the gold foil and everything we talked about this weekend, dude. It was hilarious to open on stream. I absolutely loved seeing it, to be honest. Do I want to draw this, or do I want to banish this and hope we draw a heist? I mean, there's 2 heists in the deck, right? And I don't know. This is tough. Yeah, dude, it was awesome that they sent it to me. I mean, we can activate Heart and pay for the Pox token. Like, the cards probably aren't super relevant, right? If we hit a heist, we can get the penetration script back, which is awesome. Man, that hand would have been really bad. Script, boom grenade. And then we can just throw the gun here, arsenal to soup up. And then we actually get the ability to block adaptive plating off of the signal jammer here. And we are going to pay 3, and we get immense value off of the... We get immense value off of the signal jammer this way, because they can only play 1 non-attack action this turn, and then we can block with it, which is really cool. The second cycle guys always have issues with the stream. If it runs smooth, it's a sign the world is ending. It is funny because, like, I think like they've had some heat issues, they've had some internet issues, like they've had issues like more than once with the stream, and like honestly, like I kind of hate to see it because I love watching them stream. Like I love Rob and Chris, like they're great guys, man. Let's go. Looking to make my first full CC deck, and it just made the decision to pick her today. Oh, dude, let's go, Scrambles. Well, dude, welcome. I hope we can learn something about Dashio together tonight, because I know a little bit about Dashio, but I don't know. Like I'm still very much so learning. In total honesty, so 3, 6, 7, 8, and this is going to be for 8. I mean, he can destroy this to make it to where like I guaranteed don't get that, but he has to put, yeah, he has to put those on the bottom of the deck. So I am taking some damage here. There's no way around it. Okay, must have a pump on top here. I mean, so we destroy it while we're blocking, right? So like she's already played like her one attack or non-attack action. I don't think we can block this one out, which is moderately unfortunate here. Like there's not a whole lot I can do here with this hand, which is a big sag. Like the red in the ledger is kind of tough here. This is a tough one to play around. So if I block Zipper Hit, this is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this falls, or I'm sorry, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. We take 3. They get to take a card from our hand. God. I hope you guys can hear Carly yelling about Fortnite. I don't know what the hell's going on in there. We should block with something, right? Like, I don't think it's correct to block with the adaptive plating here. I think we're just going to take 9 and let our opponent strip a card from our hand. The red in the ledger effect means that we can play Outpace for 4. Probably boost to get rid of the Fender Bender here. There is... I don't think if we play this, we can use Dashio's effect. Because it says, you may play an item as though it were an instant, which means I don't think it plays around red in the ledger text. What do they take? The Outpace? I mean, okay. You know, that is what it is there. They are, and I still watch and support Rob and Chris, plus all my Runeblade cards from the set going straight to Chris. 2 things I refuse to play, Runeblade and Victor. It's funny that you watch people, like Chris plays a lot of Runeblade, and I play a lot of Victor, and like those are what you end up watching people play. I get a kick out of that. I'm almost tempted to play the Boom Grenade and just pass here. Like, this is a good card to keep. We have this value coming up next turn with the soup up. The blue is kind of redundant, which means it gives us value to block if we want. There's also value to be said for like just like playing to boost and getting rid of a card we don't want in our hand. We could have a pretty weak hand because of it, but I mean, we can always just play the Boom Grenade next turn, right? Could make our hand more awkward to block with, so we're probably just supposed to do this to get rid of this card. Again, I don't think we can play this. We have not gotten a window where we had the ability to play this. which means I think red in the ledger is preventing this from happening, which makes sense. Like, that is a thing that makes sense. Hopefully we don't draw all items. 2 resources floating. Ooh, I have Ophidia's interesting in this deck. What's wrong with Runeblade? I mean, there's nothing wrong with Runeblade. Josh just doesn't like Runeblade. He's using your logic of knowing your enemy. I mean, hey. Robert is very much a Guardian stan. That's the truth, bro. Like, I think Robert might be more of a Guardian stan than I am, to be honest. What the heck? Put into your arsenal, face up, opt one. All right, so my opponent's on the spice. I played Chain because I had everything and about quit Fab. Dude, I love Chain so much. Chain was really cool. I'm sorry, what? Bro, what? Okay, so this thing's gonna come in for 12. But that's all it does, is it just comes in for 12. So we go to 9. I mean, I guess I could block 2 if I wanted to, but there's no on-hit effect here. All right, so let's make sure before we block that I think this through. So 2 resources, play backup protocol, crank, use it, get back a red zipper hit because it is the most efficient card that we have. We play boom grenade, come in for 5, go again, boosting, play harpoon, activate heart at some point to clear some cards, and then we have gun at the end, and yeah, so we're just taking 12. This is fine. I think this is fine. What's wrong with the world's greatest class in the whole wide world? Nothing, Wally. Oh. I love how many like people have differing opinions like about like classes in the game in general. Like it makes the game that much more fun to me, in my opinion, to see people playing different things and doing different things. We are going to crank. I'm going to activate backup protocol. Zipper hit gives me the 1 resource I need. Like, I still have 1 floating. We could argue dive through data here just to be able to like try and opt a thing to the top of the deck. The 1 point might be negated by the effect of having another like boom grenade or an item off the top of the deck. There's 1 yellow boom grenade gone and there's 2 red ones gone, which means I pitched a blue, so there's 2 blues. I'm sorry, no, we brought in signal jammers. There's 1 red left in the deck. 1 Teklo core, 1 signal jammer. Maybe dive through data to find a signal jammer is where we want to be, actually. Like it's kind of a hard sell. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to play this and crank. This is kind of a hard sell because there's no guarantee that we hit here, but being able to opt and like dig a card through the deck gives us better probability of finding like an out that we're looking for here. If I play Victor, I'll be damned if I play Victor. I watch Ethan and he plays Azalea. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people watch a lot of content of like heroes that they don't physically play. I think that's a pretty common thing. We'll put this on the bottom. We want to find a better card. God, I would love to have that in my hand right now. Get back a boom grenade or a penetration script would be insane. So I guess we want to throw this before we activate heart, right? Because they're forced to show us 2 cards, and it's actually very realistically possible that my opponent is forced to give us a 2-block card in their deck with the hero they're playing. We're going to hit F5 and refresh here. I thought I passed already. Just want to make sure. I mean, yeah, Ethan's a great teacher. Like, I feel like I learned quite a bit, like, playing Levia with Ethan that night. He wouldn't tell you that, but I definitely think so. So we activate heart, because that's what we want to do. We get rid of our last red boom grenade, I think, which is a big sag. We throw soup up for 4. And then we have the gun. And technically, they're not required to give us a card. They could give us both Perch Grapplers and New Horizon here, realizing that they're at the point in the game where New Horizon is probably getting its most blocking value it's going to get without stranding a card in your arsenal to have to get rid of. So hopefully we can like find a high octane or something cool. I would also like to find an item off the top of the deck just to be able to like potentially use it to get value with our adaptive plating here, because the adaptive plating is looking pretty mediocre right now. Pretty mediocre right now. Mediocre. Ethan never gives himself credit. Now, that's true. Ethan does not give himself credit. I need someone like Mansant for literally every hero. His Levi breakdowns are the best. Yeah, I agree, Foxy. He has very good hero breakdowns. I am very incentivized to agree with you. I just got back from Battle Hardened Seattle. It's still going. Dude, I guess it's only like 10 after 6 there, right? So it actually makes sense that it's still going. But that's cool, man. I'm glad to... how'd you do? Did you play today, or were you just hanging out, Martin? Okay, so... we have to give a card. They take another card. We block 3, 4, 5. So currently we're blocking 3 from the dive through data, 4, 5, and 6. Which means on 14 we're blocking 6. We take 8. I do not have to give up anything else in my hand, although my opponent will get the option if they so wish. I could also just block with every card in my hand, right? Like, is there, like, this doesn't have dominate. I can just block with everything, right? We just block like this, take 3. Yeah. I think this is just the best play we have, is just to block like this and take 3. Like, the Sleep Dart and the Inertia are fine. I mean, it is what it is. We get to force Tunic or New Horizon here. My opponent should give New Horizon here every time. Started out 0-3, played till I was even, but 2 more rounds to go before cut the top 8. I mean, dude, like, that's... Battle Hardens are a tough field, man. So, like, dude, there's no shame in, like, starting 0-3. Like, Battle Hardens are a tough field, man. A lot of good players, a lot of good people in those events, you know? So, I understand. I completely understand. Can't wait to meet him in person. He should be at the Calling in Tampa. Ethan's really cool in person. I got to meet him in Atlanta. I did not get to talk to him while I was in... How did they topped? They opted at the top. I did not get to talk to Ethan while I was in... I'm having a stroke right now. While I was in Minneapolis this past weekend. But Ethan's really cool. He's really fun to talk to. Like, every time I see him, he's always like super busy running around trying to do a bunch of stuff. But he was super chill to talk to. Ethan's a really cool guy. Having him on the stream was a lot of fun. Like, Ethan's someone I could honestly just kind of sit around and hang out and talk to. He's just a chill guy. I don't really know what we're thinking about. Oh, he went top. I guess he hasn't activated Azalea, so he could activate Azalea and like put something better into play. No. This is for 7. So I can block 1, 2, 3. Well, technically this blocks 2. I like to count this as blocking 3. So if I block 3, I'm currently taking 4, which means I would be in a situation. Block 3, take 4, die to Rain Razors. I don't know if this is a deck that plays Rain Razors. I assume it does. I can give Zipper Hit and Stonewall to block 5, essentially. Take 2, go to 4. There is nothing else that kills me off the top. There is no snap into Codex here. So blocking like this is the safest play. I could give up the adaptive plating to keep my whole hand, but I don't even really like that play all that much. I think it would be the most efficient to block here. Stonewall Gauntlet. Take 2, fall to 4, play 0 to 60. Boosting, force a card, spark for 0. Getting like a... there's got to be something. I think we have a red backup protocol. And then we crank it. And then we can heart and do a lot of other things and take multiple cards out of their hand. feels like the best block to me here. We're also playing around Rain Razors this way, which I think is a good play. We do have another jammer, but we don't get our action point back, which is a little scary to me. I'd like to get our action point back and push it here. I went 3-6 in the US Nats Battle Hardened. I mean, dude, Brick, I get it, man. Like, the competition's good, dude. Competition's good. Like, a lot of good players at these big events. I completely understand. Hey, Adam, what's up, dude? Glad to see you streaming it up after US Nats. Dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Adam. Appreciate that a whole bunch, brother. I mean, they're just always dead to Boom Grenade, right? So there's no reason for them to play around it. Oh, man. Like, getting the Signal Jammer would be so good here, but I just don't think we can. We can get Backup Protocol Red, I think is the best thing we can get to force multiple cards out of our opponent's hand. So we get this back. Zipper Hit is technically the best card we have here because it's 5, which forces 2 cards, or it forces a card to New Horizon. So we get Zipper Hit back. We play Teklo Core off the top. We get to force 2 cards out of hand guaranteed here. And then if we need it, we have Adaptive Plating for the Teklo Core after this. I can't wait to play out the Calling. I mean, it's probably not a great way to look at that, Josh, but yeah, Martin, I completely agree. Like, Ethan is like one of the best ambassadors for the game. Like I would say that he is at like the very top of the list of people that like keep the game in such a positive space, that of the people that do. You know, like Talishar is at the top of that list, like the people who run Talishar, the people who run Fabrari, Ethan and Kyle from Savage Feats are at the top of that list. Like, obviously like LSS, the game wouldn't be possible without them, but there are a few people that, in my opinion, the game like would just basically not exist without, and Ethan's on that list for sure. Always on that list for sure. All right, I'm going to take a small break. I got to use a bathroom. When I come back, we're going to be playing more Dash.io. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Okay, short break, and we're back. We're 3-3 with Dash.io tonight. We have won a couple of games I did not think we were going to win, and we've lost One of the games we lost, I feel like we probably should have won, but I'm going to draw that up to like my lack of knowledge here. I think we want to go first against Kano, right? We just want to be able to set up as much as we can here. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, Gauntlet, Vambrace. I mean, technically, I guess this is just better. This doesn't get, like, Ward, does it? This gets +1. I think you're a cool guy, even though your headband smells bad. Thanks, Drew. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Josh, you did really well at the Talistar tournament, especially for a hero that like you hadn't really ever played before. I thought you did very well. Yeah, we're just gonna run AB3. We're gonna put jammers in, and I think we're just gonna cut the blue. We're gonna cut the penetration script, and I think we're going to cut a heist. This game is better the longer the game. This card is better the longer the game goes on. No, actually, we're gonna cut a blue boom grenade. I think we're gonna do it like this. I think we want to run it like this. And we're going to equip the spot in our arms here. So let's run out. We are not going to crank, and I'm going to pass. And we're going to see what our opponent does. I assume they're going to, like, you know, Kano, decano some stuff here, but sure they're going to try and do some stuff. Energy Potion. It's a good start to the game. Big Sag for Zach. Big Sag for me, indeed. Yeah, activate Kano again. They're not going to play the Prognosticate? Okay. I am very confused by this line of play. Wow, that's a lot of blues. A lot of blues there, Chief. That's okay. That is okay. I mean, we'll pitch one of our blues here, right? Like, I think pitching one of the blues is fine. We're definitely going to pitch it to that Ether Spindle. We'll pitch the T-Bone. We can't, like, get them with the T-Bone, so I think that just pitching it is fine here. And then we'll take 2 from the Ether Quickening. Fall to 32. So now they've dealt 4 to us, and we've dealt 0 to them, which is just a net negative for us. We're going to lead on the Fender Bender here, which is exactly what we want to be doing. Just like keeping any resource cards we can in our hand are always better. We'll play the Boom Grenade here. And yeah, I'll crank. I mean, we might as well, right? We deal a lot of damage to our opponent. We activate Heart. And we come in for 4, go again. We're going to attack for 2 with the gun, since we still have an action point left. And then I can attack for 4 and leave 1 floating, but the way they're playing kind of makes me think that they just have combo rolled up. So part of me maybe like just wants to Arsenal this and leave the 2 floating here. I don't know. This is a tough decision, I think. I think we're just going to throw the gun at him and just plan on arsenaling this. I think that's the more, like, safe play based around, like, what's happening here. But I don't know. Somebody has a different thought there. This is also, like, a push as much damage as we can matchup, but leaving resources floating is important. This hand is kind of tough, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of it. Not a huge fan of this hand at all. If I can get through their turn, nope. So we're going to have to pitch something. I mean, I guess it's... Man. If we pitch the blue and then pitch a red on their turn, they're going to smell blood in the water here, right? Just every day of the week and twice on Sunday. The Boom Grenade is so good off the top, but I just don't know. So what? Ether Flare is going to be for 1. I think I'm going to take the 1. The red Ether Flare is going to be for 4. Keeping the resources is just better, I think. Prognosticate. What does this make? They get to opt one, which is actually very relevant, but I think we have to go to 22 here in hopes that we can actually try to kill him. All right. Now let's think about our turn here. This would obviously be better. Let's freaking go. You love to see. Yo, let's go. Wilbur, thank you for the follow on kick, man. I really appreciate it. Like playing this off the top would be better. But I don't know. Like, maybe we don't need to lead here. Triple platform streams? Yeah, I stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time. This is difficult here because I want to keep resources. I think I'm supposed to play this, right? We are going to crank. Oh, man, do I want to play High Octane first here? I don't think so. I think I want to keep it, right? I think we just want to keep the High Octane for something else to do. Like, drawing into a 0 for 4 that has Go Again is, like, very good, but we have AB3 and then AB1 just sitting in our hand here. Take 1, go to 10. Activate Heart. Let's see if they respond. I was like, I don't think they will. So, man, that would have been insane if we would have found that. So, this is... Four Go Again. Okay, the fact that they block means we're good here. You are pitching correctly. It's on the Kano to prove you do or do not have the blues. I mean, that's true. That is fair. That makes a lot of sense. So I would like to keep this just to have a blue, plus it's very good. But I think that we want to throw as well. Actually, let's not boost here, and let's set up the High Octane and Arsenal with the Signal Jammer in hand, right? Because if this hits, if they give this to us, we get to get a yellow Boom Grenade back. Yeah, they're just going to block 6. That hand was not a very good hand for them. The Sonic Boom there actually sets us up really well. This hand's exactly what we want to see. So we're going to play High Octane. Draw into a Fender Bender. And then, oh yeah, their hand was just all red, so they were just dead there. So my opponent drew back-to-back hands with very little or no blues there. And we just ended up winning the game because of it. So you love to see it, honestly. I mean, a little bit of like the higher variance, like lower side of their deck from them for sure right there that game, but still. I think for all the times that Kano does high roll someone, Kano does also have draws like that. So it's nice to see that Kanos are human too, I think. Oh man. Guys, thanks for hanging out and being here tonight. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I know that when I'm playing new heroes, I'm not always the most informative, like streaming, you know, like kind of stuff, but I really appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. I always have a good time playing new heroes and learning more about the game. And I think plus Dash.io is just a fun hero that kind of like breaks the just kind of like breaks some of the elements of the game, and I think that makes it fun to play against sometimes. So we're gonna add Signal Jammers, cut Penetration Script, and cut a Boom Grenade here. It's weird because I don't really want to cut blues. I don't think that's correct. I think we're just gonna cut the 2-cost Heist here. I think is actually the best thing we can be doing, and we'll just play 22 blues. Don't help that Blazing for Lethal is the Kano I play against. Kano is never a human. I mean, that's true. The Blazing for Lethal, he's a really good Kano player. So I like playing. Like, he's a really good Kano player. This guy is also a very good Kano player to my knowledge. The pitch stack, I see him a lot in like the fab chats and stuff like that. So I had a lot of those oops all red moments. Yeah, I mean, those are tough, especially and like they can be pretty frustrating in a larger event like that too, I think. Like, I think they can be very frustrating and like a pretty disappointing to play against in a lot of situations like that. Especially at a bigger event. I think it can be tough to see. Tell Blazing I said hey. Do you know Blazing, Troll? Or is like, do you know Blazing for Lethal? We've run into a lot of wizards tonight. This is the third Kano we've played tonight. We lost to the first one, beat the second one, and now we're going to see what happens here. They did not have a hit. They have a Kindle on top of the deck. I can only assume that there was a Kindle there. I don't know what else would have been on top of the deck right there. Yeah, I don't know. You don't know him? Do you just know him because he plays Kano? When you play new heroes, I learn a lot more because you're experimenting and not just on autopilot the whole time. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's fair. Like, I think that happens for like all of us as people. Like, we all learn more from playing new heroes and like learning new things about them. I 100% agree with that sentiment. You get a lot from that kind of stuff, wholeheartedly. You do. You get a lot from that kind of stuff. You're able to take away a lot and like just become a better player in general. I don't know if playing high octane is correct here, but we're gonna go for it. So we're gonna go zipper hit. I don't really want to play that off the top of the deck, considering I want to spark. I kind of think we're just gonna go get a. I don't really want to search up another Teklo-Core. I mean, Teklo-Core is good at like letting us play offense and defense on the same turn cycle, which I do really like as dash, but. I don't know. Dude, Josh, you don't suck. Get out of here, man. No. No. You don't suck. I won't listen to that trash. Get out of here, bro. Nothing. Not happening. Oh, so guys, so for anybody who's watching or anybody who sees this later, I do think we are going to do a Blitz Talishar tourney. Think we're going to do some Blitz action. In August to prepare for skirmish season. That seemed pretty popular. Most people voted for yes Blitz or Blitz or CC. So I think we're gonna play some Blitz in August. It'll be fun. The tournament will go by a lot quicker, which means we'll probably have the Talishar tournament, and then I'll probably stream. Probably I don't know. Maybe I'll stream the winning deck list or something like that afterwards, just to see how cool it is. But at the same time, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but. I think that's what we're going to do. I do think that's going to be something that happens. How do they go? Top. So you want to activate Kano again here? If I can actually play in it, I'll pray to dodge victors. Dude, James, you should come by and play, man. It'll be a lot of fun. Since it's going to be in August, I need to get that set up as quickly as I can. I'm just trying to find I'm trying to find a I don't know. I'm trying to find prizes that seem cool, you know, like I don't know. I'm trying to find something that's like Blitz oriented prizes that I thought would be fun, because I normally do like CC stuff, but I thought it would be fun to like have some like Blitz oriented prizes to give out. The wife has other weekend ideas. I mean, dude, that's also a thing that happens sometimes, brother. That is also a thing that happens sometimes. So my opponent plays Blazing Ether, plays Gaze the Ages, which makes sense. I think that's a good play. I really wish we had a blue in our hand. Oh, man. I'd be curious to know what Dashio's win percentage into Kano is. I feel like Kanos are picking this matchup because it's close, or Dashio might be slightly favored and they're practicing a little bit. I don't care about prizes. I want to roll dice. What do you want to roll dice? You trying to play like OGKO or something like that, Josh? Like, is that what you're up to over there, brother? Shield item is good. Are you talking about the dissolving shield? Is that the one you're talking about, Troll? Because we don't play we don't have any of that in Mars list, but I do like that one a lot. I think it's very good. Stop yawning. You have to play Fortnite soon. I'm definitely going to play Fortnite soon. I was like, it sounds like you clowns are in there having a good time. Yeah, it seems very good in Kano. I could see that. Oh, am I just dead? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? I'm so dead here, bro. So dead. So he gets a blue back into his hand. Okay. You should, I was like, you should let the Kindle resolve before you tome here. Because you get a card and then you get 2 more cards off of the tome when you go to play it. Yeah. My first cold foil was OG KO and he's been my go-to Blitz hero. I mean, hey, that's yeah. OG KO is pretty cool. Like, I like OG KO. It's a fun hero. The problem here is that even if we're not, like, you know, quote unquote dead, we could be in a situation where we're so low that we can't hang on long enough to close out the game. And that's one of the problems against Kano is that, like, once you, like, even if they combo off and you go down to like 5, you have to find a way to, like, dodge all the big spells the rest of the game. Like, they have to be pretty low and not be able to, like, really kill you or, like, go for it. But I might just be dead here with 2 reds in my hand. Plus, if I lose, I get to blame dice. Bro. Get out of here, Josh. Stormstriders. Wildfire from the lap. Okay, pitch a red to play Wildfire. I mean, activate Kano. I mean, yeah, we're gonna AB2 because that's all we can do at this point. Zap is 5, so we've now taken 4, 9, 13. 13 and 4 is 17, so we're gonna fall down to 4 right here off the blazing. Or no, I'm sorry, we're gonna fall down to 3. I missed a point somewhere. Spark resolves. I guess we have to get Signal Jammer here, right? Like, I was thinking get Boom Grenade to race, but Signal Jammer, like, gives me a better shot at trying to, like, really disrupt what they're going to attempt to do here. I don't really like this at all. I mean, we could just activate Heart, I guess, to hope we find something like an item to play, which is probably what we just need to do, because this sucks. We don't, so we attack for 2 and pass. Put our opponent down to 23, and then hopefully the Signal Jammer buys us enough breathing room. I doubt it will, but again, we're going to hope that it will. Yes, we are going to remove a counter from this. Now, we do need to still be able to AB things, so we have to be a little careful here. They're also probably going to block quite a bit here. So let's play Boom Grenade. We can only play one of these, so we are going to crank this to get our action point back. Let's boost this away. Man, we hit like all of our Boom Grenades in one clump here. 4 go again. We're going to activate Hard, I think. We put our opponent to 11. I mean, they can only do one thing here. Ether Spindle for 5 does not kill us. Oh, Metacarpus nodes. Yeah, so we are just dead. Big Sag. Yeah, so the Metacarpus there was like just, yeah, the node was enough to like give them lethal right there. That was a good game. I mean, we played 3 turns and our AVPT was 9.5, which is just really bad. I don't know. We were never able to have like a really explosive turn. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not really sure what we could have done differently that game or what I could have done to like fix that game. The Kano messed up the Kindle and they still got there. I mean, yeah, like I just, you know, Kano just does that sometimes. Like Kano just, I think somebody posted on Twitter that they feel like Kindle like really lowered the skill ceiling of the deck, that it's made it easier to play, like easier to win with. And I don't know enough about Kano to really make an informed opinion about that, but okay, I guess we're playing against Kano again. But I have seen a lot more people playing Kano lately. So, cut heist and cut penetration script, bring in the signal jammer. I mean, is there any world we're just supposed to bring in Teclo Pounder because like we could put it into play on turn 0 and it's also just bananas? It's also just like really good. Yo, let's go. James with that 3 months of Prime support, brother. Dude, thank you so much, James. I really appreciate it, man. It means a whole bunch. A lot of great creators you could share that with every month. So thank you, man. We're never bringing this in. I don't even know where I want that card at. Like, I guess against like Victor, I guess is where we want that is. Forgot my Bezo bucks were up. You got to get those Bezo bucks in. Let's cut a heist and run a Teclo Pounder here. I'm still kind of experimenting with this matchup and how I feel about it, but I think that is a good place to be. Boom grenade, and we're gonna crank that. Dun, 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 dun. Play Teclo Core, and then we're gonna pass. Now we have AB3 if we want to. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the boom grenade to like use extra arcane barrier here, but I'm more. This is like, I know that Eye of Ophidia is in everybody's list, and I like Eye of Ophidia. I think it's correct. But every one of my opponents has pitched an Eye of Ophidia against me in the first, like, 3 turns of the game, which is crazy. Like, absolutely bananas here. Also, like, kind of weird that we played against so many, like, freaking wizards tonight. I would really like to be able to Arsenal this, but I assume that if I have to AB something, I'm going to. They activate Crucible here. They did not let Crucible resolve, so we're going to do this. I mean, this is like one of the things about like reading Talishar. Like making sure that you are, making sure that you are waiting and paying attention to the way that the things resolve. That is by far like one of the things you should be doing. I think we're going to have to take some damage here. Setting up an arsenal is too important. Now, playing this was only worth the counter here. So it's probably not correct. Maybe it's just correct to hold that card. Yeah, I mean, they might as well, right? Okay, so we don't take any damage, which is good, but I think I would have rather them have like almost played something as opposed to like putting the energy potion in play, because it just puts them closer to setting up like a combo turn, which is really good for them. I'm pretty inclined to pitch the T-Bone this turn for Arcane Barrier, and then use Zipper Hit and my Teclo Core resources with the Fender Bender to like really try and go crazy here, because I want to be able to put them on the back foot the best that I can here. Yo, let's go, Mr. Chips, gifting a sub, dude. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, brother. You guys are being very, very generous tonight. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate that. So the Wildfire is less scary because it's their turn, but it's still a 2-card. It's a 2 resource 4 here. I mean, I guess that's good into the mirror, but I don't know. Part of me's kind of thinking that we're gonna pitch both of our blues, or maybe we're gonna pitch T-Bone and maybe we're gonna pitch T-Bone and Zipper Hit here. Yeah, let's pitch the zipper hit. I mean, they're not... Okay, sure. Like, I take one. That is a pretty okay exchange with me, in all honesty. The way that that panned out was, like, pretty okay for me right there, I think. So, resources pop up. We play High Octane. Draw into a zipper hit. We play the zipper hit. We find a Teklo core off the top of the deck, which is bananas. That's so good. That's so good. I literally just heard Crowley from the other room do the Minions thing where they go, banana! Like, really loud. I'm going to play Teklo core off the top of the deck. Adds a counter, doesn't lose an action point. We're going to activate Heart, go down to 1 resource. I was like, I doubt they're going to try and kill me, but, I mean, anything's possible, right? And then we're going to have 3 action points and 3 counters, which means I can shoot the gun 3 times. And then I can pretty much pitch whatever I want on their turn to be able to still... And I can still keep 4 resources here to play good offense. And they're blocking, which is ideal. That's where we want them. We want them blocking. Every time the Kano blocks, like, it's pretty much just a guarantee that they're not going to kill us. That they have to, like, wait and find something else to do. Now, the one concern here is that we don't have... yeah, we're totally just going to pitch 3 here. The one concern is that we don't have any counters, but I think that's okay. I'm going to play High Octane. We have some kind of... It's a 1 cost. I think it's a zipper hit of some variety of color. I did not see. As Dashio, we could just look at any time, but, you know, that's like... It's a cruel summer. Had that song stuck in my head today. I've been singing Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift all day. Ayo. Refresh that page. What are they opting? So they went bottom and they're really in the tank about their last card? No, just kidding. They're undoing their last action so that they can decide to opt differently, I guess. I don't know. They go top, play Kindle, draw a card, activate Kano, play a card from the top of the deck. Really? Yeah. What are you searching for? I'm very surprised to see them use Threadbare Tunic there. I guess they feel that because they have an E-Pod in play, they can get pretty aggressive here and use it. Ether Spindle? So they're just looking to make another value-oriented play next turn? Let's boost. We do have a Boom Grenade on the top, which is good. I would like for them to, like, actively give a card here. If they give a card, I feel much better about going play Boom Grenade, crank that, activate Heart. I mean, yeah. Okay, so the Signal Jammer, like, I would have much rather played that on top. I played that off the top right, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers and all that. So we do have 3 action points, but I think I'm going to activate Heart. Now, I've done it every turn until now, so it doesn't seem that crazy. We are going to boost. Come in for 4. Force our opponent to show us a card. I mean, I'm at 28, so if they have combo, I'm dead. I like that they block with a card. I'm going to choose not to crank, and then we're going to fire the gun at them twice. I think this is the best play we can make. We only have one floating, so I mean, like, there is a pretty decent chance. They shuffled and drew into the Eye of Ophidia again? Seriously? My opponent has pitched Eye of Ophidia twice, and this is turn 3. What the heck? That, like, no, that should be illegal. There's no world that should be a thing that should be able to be done. So they go bottom. Okay, so they opted one to the bottom and then changed their mind. They hit Tomafandle off the top. Man. Never didn't have it, boys, huh? Never didn't have it. It's about to be a negative record tonight. I mean, Energy Potion is good and bad. It's good in the sense that, you know, they can't kill us. Like, there's not just, like, a crazy combo piece right there, but we need to draw blue in this hand. I would love to draw 0 to 60. There's no world I can let them opt 5, right? Hang on. Is there any world I can let them opt 5 here and try to keep my hand? That's greedy, but we're gonna take 5. Troll I immediately was like, you know what, I'm gonna take 5, and then I looked over and Troll said no. Yep, the world where you lose, that's probably true. Like, letting them opt is very good. They just got to dig 5 cards deeper there. I mean, like, I don't think we're winning the game, right? If we pitch a card there, right? I mean, it's definitely bold and probably wrong, but I just don't think there's a world where we're winning the game. Now, we have 5 resources in hand, and this is on hit, you're dead. So, this is like as good a spot as we can be in, I think. I mean, I do think we're playing to win with this line specifically. I think this line plays to win specifically. They crack Hat, banish Wildfire, Scalding Rain. With 2 E-Pots, it should be okay. There wasn't a point in playing Boom off the top there. I mean, I guess it's an extra resource. They're forced to make this decision from the zipper hit. I mean, okay, that makes sense. God, this card is so broken. Sendering Foresight is like one of those cards that, like, I'm kind of surprised that people aren't playing more regularly. That they haven't been anyway. This card, like, seems insane, to be honest. Blaze is what Kano should have been. I actually wholeheartedly agree with that statement. I actually really agree with that. It was a 1, but now it's a 2 of. So I've noticed that people are playing 2 of it, and like Nick told me in our interview that he thinks it should be 3. Paying 1 for Metacarpus. And then blazing for lethal here from their arsenal. Yeah. So I don't think it really mattered. It's exactly lethal, man. So if I keep the resource from the boom grenade, they die. Wow, that is like such a like tough learning point. Like, man, God, it feels so bad to lose that game because I shouldn't have lost it, but it's a good lesson to take with me for future reference. Because the 5 forces them to make a play, and if they give me a card, they can't combo me there, right? Like, if they give me a card and go to 2, then I'm pretty much, like, free reign to play out the rest of my hand, which, with Fender Bender, with 2 more reds at hand, I'm able to force them to, like, give me most of their hand. So they're forced to make their decision right then and there, and the 1 extra resource literally leaves me at 1, and I end up winning the game. Man, it always feels so bad to do dumb stuff like that, but it's good to take that note and like learn from it and move forward with it, because I didn't need to push that extra point of damage there. So 4 and 5 wasn't great. I won't lie. I mean, I didn't have too high expectations. We were playing a deck that I'm not super familiar with tonight. But at the same time, I think that we got some good takeaways from tonight, and like how to play Dashio a little bit better. There are some changes possibly to make to the list. Like, I feel like Red Throttle is almost a necessary. I really like Red Throttle a lot. I'm intrigued that Mara's not playing any copies of Max V and like trying to go that game plan style deck with the list, but I also understand. And the list felt very efficient tonight. Like, it felt very clean, very put together. Like, all the curves felt very good. Couple of turns that like I feel like it was kind of awkward. You have to use Heart quite a bit in the deck, which I think is okay into like everything except Victor probably, or Bravo. But yeah, the shield is good. But I don't know. Like, the shield is good, but like, is it good into anything that's? Is it just for Kano? Like, or do we want it into other things? Like, is the shield also? It's probably pretty good into Ninja. Probably works in Okatsu well. It's not very popular. Like, against Zen, it just blocks, which I don't know how much I like. But I don't know. It's interesting, something to consider. If I'm gonna like work on Dashio, like really work on Dashio, then you know, like we'll consider playing that card in the sideboard for sure. Assassin and Kano, I could see it being really good against Assassin too. That makes a lot of sense. The itch of pulling an item off the top of the deck is hard to ignore. I mean, honestly, it really is, because you're thinking, yeah, let's use it. And the funny part is, like, I think against Kano moving forward, I will always be able to say that, like, I will never make that mistake in that situation again, just because of what I just did. I'll always take that lesson with me, which is good. Mara's consistent queen. I mean, Mara makes very solid decks and like builds very good decks. So the fact that this like curves out well and plays efficiently is not surprising to me. It's just more about me learning the deck, I think, more than anything. Before we really start making any changes, might play this again tomorrow. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. It feels really good. I think we might play this again tomorrow. Yeah. GG's, brother. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Blind Azalea hits like crack. Dude, Foxy, I love Blind Azaleaing, bro. Like, Blind Azalea. It's a high right there to chase. I get that. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, if you're a member on YouTube or a subscriber on Twitch, make sure you link your Discord with whatever platform you have on there. That way you can vote on what I'm playing on a weekly basis. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys have a good night. Tomorrow afternoon sometime, I have no idea what time, I'll be live. We'll be playing some more games, and we'll be hanging out. Probably be games into Fortnite with Carly, because that didn't get to happen today. So, especially since they have like OG Fortnite back. So, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.